Hey guys, how are you? It's your girl Nessa, Healing Your Silence. I am super excited to see you guys here once more to join the conversation tonight. And I'm not sure how you guys are doing or how was your week, but for me personally, I'm exhausted because I've been exercising every single day because I have a 30-day challenge and a vacation coming up pretty soon. So I'm super excited about that. And I look forward to seeing you guys on my vacation. So I want to look a little bit good, okay? At least a little bit, all right? Listen, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. This is the channel where you guys come in. You could talk about stuff where we talk about unhealed wounds that have left you broken for a long period of time. And we want to get healed from these wounds and start building healthy relationships. So the goal is to really get you through those trauma, start to learn how to love yourself and get through the traumas, get through the pain, find out some of the things that got you there in the first place, and then take it from there and start to build healthy, long-lasting relationship that would last a long time, right? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about on this channel. We're going to talk about traumas, and we want to build healthy relationships with ourselves and the people around us because it is possible. We still believe in it, and it's good. Take some notes tonight, guys, because we're going to go in. We're going to talk about it. Hey, Chelly, you are ready? Oh, my. Well, thanks for the compliment. You know, you can't flatter a girl like that. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Mags. Welcome. Welcome, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. As you know, we have special guests coming on. We have Coach Rez coming in the house. We got Brown Eyes coming up, and we're going to be having a discussion tonight that you guys do not want to miss. So if you haven't already, hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel, okay? Ask questions in the comment section. Any questions, post your question. We'll be more than happy to answer them for you, okay? So I appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on our guests so you guys can get to meet them, and we're going to jump right into this topic and have this discussion. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you. A special thank you to all my long-standing subscribers. Y'all been with me since day one. And thank you to all my new subscribers. You guys are letting this channel grow. I could not do it without you. And just want to tell you, thank you so much. I love you guys. I've been practicing this, y'all, because I see everybody doing it and I don't know how to do it. So I've been practicing, y'all. Love you guys. Well, here goes our guest, y'all. So, Coach Rez, introduce yourself. A thumbs up. Thank you. I see it. I see the likes. I see it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. So, this is Coach Rez and Brown Eyes. I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Healing Your Silence. You're part of the family now.
So, hello everybody. How you doing? How you doing, Brown Eyes? Good to see you. I'm Rez, Coach Rez. Most people call me Unc because I'm like everybody's uncle in the neighborhood. I'm a life coach, relationship coach, and a youth program director in Michigan, on the west side of Michigan, the state of Michigan. And this is a great topic. I can't wait to get off into it, see what we can dig deep and find, see if we can find some good treasures. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Welcome, Coach Rez. We're always happy to see you, returning visitor. So you're no longer you're part of the family. It's not a visitor thing, okay? And it's all yours, Brown. Take it away.
Oh, hello everyone. My name is Nikki, and hello, Unc. Glad to be here. A little nervous, never been on camera like this before, so this is new to me, but I'm just glad to be here. I am a certified family advocate. I help those who can't speak for themselves. I am the voice for the voiceless, so I love these type of topics, and I can't wait to dive in. And thank you guys for having me.
Oh, welcome. Super excited that you're here. Alicia, big shout out to you, Queen. Thank you for joining the conversation. Super excited to have you. Are y'all ready to build new healthy relationship? If y'all are ready, can you guys give me either some gems, a thumbs up, tap the like button, whatever you got to do, because we are ready for some healthy, long-standing relationship, okay? Okay, our other guests just sent a message that he's running a little bit late, still at work, but nonetheless, he acknowledges that you guys are waiting for him, okay? Hey, who's that? Is that Queen Leandra? Hey, girl, how are you? Well, thanks for reminding me. I need to set up my camera so I can record myself, so I could do some. But let's get into this topic. And the first question I have, right, to start us off is, what does peace look like to you? So that's where that's the foundation where I would love to ask you guys, hey, Queen, what does peace look like to you? So go ahead, Onk, and then Brown Eyes, and we'll just go around and just answer the question. And if you guys got comments or questions, please feel free, drop it in the comment section. Welcome, guys.
I think peace, right? Peace is subjective. What brings me peace may not bring the next person peace, but peace is the absence of chaos. So, like the eye of the storm, when it's pretty much all calm and it's all over, peace is something like that. It's the absence of chaos. It's the opposite of hate. It's an underlink of love. I think peace is tranquil, it's balance. And I think the only thing that will help you obtain it is self happiness, to be happy internally. Yeah, that's what I think peace is to me.
Brown Eyes, how about you? What does peace look like for you?
Yes, peace to me looks like stability, having a peace of mind to know that you can, love on you for you, and you don't have to stress out. Less stress. You don't look like what you've been through. And peace is also for me knowing that it's okay to say no. Having that mind to think that, you don't always have to be a people pleaser. Please you first before you please anybody else. So that's what peace looks like for me.
Wow, love it. So me, right? What peace looks like for me, I remember being with the narcissistic partner, right? Being in complete chaos every day, torment, torture. I lost myself. I lost my identity. I had no clue who I was. I had no idea. And I was just chasing. I was on a hamster wheel, right? So I was just going around on that hamster wheel, just chasing after something that I didn't know myself. So I didn't even know what I was chasing, but I was on the wheel and I didn't know how to jump off. Whatever happened, stop. And I was able to get off the wheel. When I look at the wheel, it's worse than a tornado. So I wasn't sure how I survived in the wheel, right? So being able to look at the chaotic situation and seeing that I survived that, and I know what it felt like being down in that deep trench, in that gutter, in that hole, I knew there had to be something better than this.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started to go within, I started to do the shadow work. It was very uncomfortable. It was super. I was so embarrassed doing the shadow work because I started to dig up things about myself that I didn't even know either. So doing all that shadow work and going so deep within, it really made me look in the mirror and see that I have a lot of things that I'm ashamed about that, you know, was sitting in the reason why I was sitting in that tornado and stayed there and was so comfortable there, right? But when I got out and I did the work and I got the help that I needed and I reached out to people and I started to open up and really accept my truth, I found peace.
Right.
And once I found that peace, I realized it was buried underneath all that disaster. It was buried underneath that. But because peace is so subtle and it's so silent, it was overlooked. I wasn't able to capture it. I wasn't able to see it or hear it crying out deep within because it was buried so deep. But once you tap into that peace, it gave me more than what I was looking for. So now the value of that little voice, that little thing that was buried so deep, I realized it's so much bigger than what was piled on top of it. So now I cherish that more than anything else.
Right.
So I don't want to lose that ever again. I don't never want to lose that. So for me, that's a non-negotiable for me is my peace because I found it buried underneath my facade. It was buried deep underneath my mask, okay? And I got it. I tapped into it. So now I won't jeopardize it. So that's me personally. That's what peace looks like for me. I won't, I can't accept someone who's not going to bring me that level of
Right.
peace. If you're going to jeopardize my peace, we can't go any further. It's a hard no for me. So knowing what chaos looks like, finding peace, there's no way I could go back to chaos. Absolutely not. So peace for me is just being able to be in myself, in my truth, in my identity, loving who I am as a person and accepting me, all flaws and everything in my rawness. That's my level of peace. And that's what I want to continue on. So that's what I'm bringing to anyone. That's what I'm bringing to any relationship is the me. The peace that I've found within me is what I'm bringing to anybody. So I know how to manage my emotion. I'm not emotionless. I just understand how to manage my emotions less. If that makes any sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to manage my emotions. So for me now, it's just like, you know, that's what it looks like for me. That's what
Right.
I'm bringing to you. So
Right.
you don't have to worry about me, but what are you bringing to me? Because we could do this together. And I'm going to have triggers, of course. But once you know my triggers, we can manage how we get through them together. So I like all the answers. Like I think that was, yeah. Anything
Mm-hmm.
else you guys want to add to it or touch on? Because I know sometimes it's like, oh, something just sparked, right?
Right.
Well, you know exactly where I was going with it, which is why. But you took my own reference and made it sound better than I did. Like talking about like the storm, being in the eye of the storm. You know, like that's exactly how I was trying to articulate it. Thank you, Nessa. Um, it's like we think we have peace, but a lot of times that's just a soft or a small amount of a false sense of peace, if that makes sense. And we live in it because we're comfortable, like she said. And it's like being in the middle of that storm. It's like being in the eye. Like it seems calm and everything is good, but just beneath or just beyond that calmness is all this destruction and all this chaos. And it's like a lot of times we spend our whole life chasing after something that was really an illusion in the first place.
Right.
You know, true peace comes within. You can't find peace outside of yourself. You can find some contentment. You can find some things that will temporarily satisfy you, but you can't find that true eternal peace until you understand and learn how to do away with chaos in your life. I think Brown Eye said, you know, understand learning how to get away from or not be surrounded with or not allow for certain things and certain people to enter your space because they will disrupt your peace. And so when we learn those boundaries, when we learn boundaries and we set forth those boundaries and what we expect for people to give us, although it may not be popular and although some people, gonna talk about you and everything else because of it, in the long run, you'll find absolute contentment. You'll find total peace because when you get to the point where it's like, you know what? I think that's where I'm getting to now in my life where I'm not finding myself scrambling, trying to please everybody else, because that's where most of my chaos comes from. Being the one who, I feel most of the people that I surround myself with uses me or sucks, takes something from me. And so it's in all of life, it's two things, um, takers and doers. So many people just take from you, take until you don't have nothing left, you know. And it's hard to find a doer, somebody who just does, you know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily for you, but in general, because usually that's the same thing or same mindset that you have, but for some reason, especially as an empath, we find these people coming into our lives that just take. And so we're not getting anything poured back into us. And so now we're just an empty vessel, empty shadow of who we really are. And although sometimes because of our lifestyle or some things, we'll say that, hey, I'm good. We'll tell ourselves I'm good, like I'm at
Right.
peace. But it's really a false sense of peace, and it's really like you sitting in the middle of that storm, in the eye of that storm, where it seems like it's calm, but in a split second, everything could be flipped upside down and sucked into it and spent all around. So
Hey, Kanita. Mwah. Sorry, uncle. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, when he was saying that, we call those vampires, that suck the blood out of you, that take everything from you. And also, too, when you find peace, you find yourself. I lost myself years ago when I was in that marriage and stuff, and 14 years of domestic violence. So when you lose yourself, you don't know who you are anymore. You don't know what you like. You don't even know why you even getting up in the morning. You don't even like looking at yourself in the mirror. So when you get to realize that I love me for me, really love me, and look at the mirror and say, I love everything about me, my flaws, that crooked this or that mark or whatever. When you start really, really taking the time to love you, you can start finding that inner peace. It takes time. It's not nothing that's going to happen overnight. And then, I mean, let's just be real and honest. Some of us don't even want to go to, I had to get counseling. So counseling helped for me. As grown up in black homes, we hear whatever goes behind closed doors stays behind closed doors, which is not good because we need someone that we can talk to get us back, not even get us back to where we was, but find out what makes us happy, why are we here, what is the purpose of us being here, why am I doing the things that I'm doing, what do I love. I mean, finding yourself again, and that's okay. It's going to take time to find yourself, so don't be embarrassed or be ashamed. It took me a long time. I'm still learning how to love me and finding out what my peace is.
And I like it because we're all growing every day and we're uncovering certain things. And I feel like the more we continue to grow and the more we evolve, it's that you start to tap into different parts. You start to unlock different pieces of you, the areas that you were afraid, because you know
Right.
what I feel like I was looking at it at on a whole scale, like the whole finished product. And I didn't stop to think that it takes small pieces to make something whole. It's different ingredients that you got to add into it to get the whole picture. It's just like writing a book. Get the idea. Do the first page. Write one page for the week, for the whole week. Just one page. Even if you just write like the areas that you want to target, the things that you want to talk about, just do that one week, just that alone. But it's one step closer to where you need to get to. And that was something that I was afraid of because I was looking at it from the whole thing. Like, I need to be healed. I need to be already here. I need to already have this. So now the pressure, when you see other people with their healthy relationships, right? When you see other people doing this and they're living their best life, and they're showing you little snapshots of their life, and you're like, oh my goodness, why can't I have that? And you start to feel so emotional about it. It
Mhm.
makes you grab anything just to say you're in something and you're still broken. So you're bringing on the damaged parts of you into something that don't need it. It's not going to grow. You guys can't grow with each other because you're bringing the damaged things over into something that could have been something great for you. So I feel like the lessons I've learned, the things that I've gone through, has allowed me now to say, okay, why rush into a relationship? I know exactly what I was in for.
Hmm.
I'm going to take my time here. Okay. Let me take my time right here. This is where I messed up the last time. And that's the thing, is where God will put you in position and put people around you to teach you lessons continuously if you didn't learn from it the last time. So
Hmm.
you wonder why you keep repeating the cycle, why you keep attracting narcissists and you keep running into toxic narcissistic people over and over and repeatedly. You didn't learn from the lesson the last time.
Hmm.
So you didn't recognize what to look for. You didn't know how to identify the red flags and how to heal. You didn't heal from it. So red flags come in different ways. Manipulation, especially those silent manipulators, you won't even know what hit you. And I feel like many of us who have gone in the relationship with the narcissist, I think if we had learned some of these things and seen these red flags, we wouldn't have made the decision to go into relationship with them. So doing activities like this and having these deep conversations, I think is really important. That's peace right there.
Hmm.
You finding you and going on. Next question, right? Is love enough to make a relationship last? Is
No.
love enough to make a relationship last?
Ooh.
No, we ready for this now.
Okay.
Let me
Well,
know if I need to come back, if we need to reschedule, because if we gonna talk about our traumas and talk about healthy relationship,
no, no,
we are looking for love, aren't we? We are
That's
looking for love. So
that's
is
right.
love enough to make a relationship last? Let's get into it, y'all.
Hmm. No.
I no relation love. Okay, so no, but and, and you know why I'm laughing because you know that I love this topic, right? But a lot of
Everybody
people,
in the comment is like, nope.
yeah. But listen,
Like,
this is
nope.
what's so funny. This is what's so funny, right? I've been talking about this the last maybe month, right? How love, how this is not true, right? Love does not or will not necessarily keep a relationship or make it last. Um, it's like, but when you talk to people in public or in general, most people say it will. But then it seemed like when we had these conversations, everybody changed their mind and said it won't because most people that I talk to be like, oh, it should be about love and you should just be with a person and marriage is about love and all and that's all I seem to hear, right? Not saying that somebody has told me, hey, love. Well, some people do say love will keep and control a relationship, will conquer a relationship, right? Um, some people say that, but most people insinuate it or, they allude to that love will do it. But when we have these conversations, they be like, nah. And I'll be like, well, I can't get no pushback on it because the truth of the matter is that I don't think it can. Um, love is love, but above all, right, you're supposed to want for others as you want for yourself. But I think you have to love yourself first. And so if you don't love yourself, then how can you possibly love anybody else? And vice versa. If a person is showing you that they don't love themselves, then you know you ain't got nothing coming. So it's like when two people, a lot of times we don't even know what love is. A lot of times we'll say the word love and throw it around loosely, but we really don't study the word love. We don't understand that love cannot be told. It's not to be told. Love is to be acted out. Love is to be displayed. You can only represent love. Love is that intangible. You can't really put a finger on exactly what it is, but um, so most people don't love truly anyway because they'll place conditions on it. Most people say, "I love you, but," or you know what I'm saying. We always put a but behind love. So I say when you add to love, you create a whole nother opposite end of it, which means you can take away from it. So, we put conditions on it, and I just don't believe love, especially the way that most people see love and view what love is. I just don't believe that it will keep a marriage or a relationship, because you can love a
Do,
person
do, do, she
and still leave.
uh,
You
she's
can
just
love a
like,
person and still leave. Right.
hey Kelly,
No,
good night,
no, it's not.
Kelly.
It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Mm.
I want to hear what Brown Eyes got to say about this
Good brown eyes, let's get it right.
No.
one.
No, nay, nah, any way you want to put it, no. Because I can tell you from my own experience, coming from that marriage, I thought love was enough, loving enough for the both of us. That can't work, and it will never work, because you can't make somebody love you when they don't even love themselves, or you don't even love yourself either. I was making it a fantasized marriage. I was thinking it was going to be roses and rainbows and flowers and come home, cook dinner, la di da. No, caught hell. Was been through a lot of stuff, but at the same time, I'm learning I can't make force this man to be something he's not. He was never ready to be a husband. He was never taught to be one. I was trying to make him one when he was never one. Really, one didn't want to be one. So you can't make somebody love you, or you try to love for the both of you. That will never work. Love is not the only thing that's gonna make a marriage. It takes work. It's a lot. It's a lot of communication, a lot of trust. If you even have to go to marriage counseling, sometimes I wish I would have did. I would have found out a lot of stuff before we got married. I probably would have never married a man. But it's a learning experience for me. So love is not enough to keep a marriage. You can love a person all you want, but is it enough to keep them together, to stay with you, to love on you, to trust you, to communicate with you? Because you can't force nobody to talk to you if they don't want to talk. If they're not even know how to talk in a relationship, how can you make a relationship work if they don't know how to talk to you as husband and wife, or as a partner, or whatever that is? So love, no. That's a fantasy. I'll tell anybody, no, no. It's not enough. It's really not enough. And you learn the
I'm gonna
hard
show
way
some.
that is not enough.
Don't listen. We get it. Somebody says here we think dysfunctional is love because we dealt with it for so long.
Hmm.
And I like that, Queen. That right there, I think we spoke about that today,
Yeah.
when we expose the trauma and these dysfunctional things, we start to normalize it. So
Right.
going through that toxic relationship and dealing with stuff like that, we normalize that as if it's
Right.
real, right?
Right.
But I wouldn't be Nessa if I didn't challenge this to see it a different way. Okay.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go against the grain and I'm gonna say
Okay.
yes. Not
You gonna
because
say
I
yes that it
not because I
can,
know
that it
yes to
is?
be true, but I want to dig a little deeper. That's really why I'm gonna say love, right? And I'll say yes. Yes, love is enough. Loving the wrong person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Loving the wrong person, it's a no. That's not enough. Loving the wrong
Right.
person. But loving the right person, somebody you're equal, you've done the vetting process with, you guys have done the work. Uncle, you frozen over there? Looks like it,
Looks like
right?
it.
Hold on. Looks like Unc is frozen. Okay, let me just remove him. All right, freshen up and come. I think you're frozen, Unc. I don't want you looking like that on camera. Wouldn't do that to you. So I think he didn't want to hear the yes. I think he don't want to hear the yes. But I'm gonna just
Right.
say it, right? Because I have to be honest, right?
Right.
I can't just speak emotionally about stuff or just because I was hurt. Because we all know our stories. We're here sharing our stories, we're telling our stories, and we're going within. So I wouldn't be myself if I didn't say, hey,
Right.
were we really loving that person? Was that really love? It wasn't love.
Mm-mm.
It was codependency, right? We were codependent on the other person to validate us. So it was not love. It was never love in a relationship. Like you said, it was a fantasy. It was all make believe. It was delusional. And because if we take it and scale it right back to our childhood trauma and go deeper within the issue, we weren't taught love. We weren't given love. It was withheld from us because maybe some of our parents in that generation weren't taught how to be loving because it showed a sign of weakness, right? It showed them not being parents and, oh, I'm not your friend, I'm your parent, I'm not your friend. So they didn't know how to bridge the gap between giving discipline and showing emotions and being affectionate. So we weren't taught that because we never received that, right? So those relationships, absolutely, that was not love. It could never be love. That love don't look like that. So we were never introduced to love. We were never receiving love. We were never given love. We wanted what we don't even know how to give, because look at it now. For those of us who have really done the work, and you start to look in that rear view mirror at what you were dealing with, can you honestly say that was love? No.
Lust for me.
Because if love was there, you guys would have been fighting for the love of that relationship together, because love, like in the Bible, it says is love is the fulfilling of the law.
Right.
So if love fulfills the law and love is sufficient enough, why isn't it sufficient enough here? Because it has been suppressed, it has been dismissed, it has been frowned upon, and we have separation and we have division, right? So when we go through these abuse, that's not love. When we go through these toxic relationship, it is not love. But because they sprinkle a little, they do all of these things, right? Put on a facade, it's fake about it, and we never knew how to spot the red flags and what to look out for. Here we are grabbing onto this thing and holding on to it for dear life.
Right.
And it's not love. So to say love is not enough, because guess what? If I love you and you love me, we're going to fight for this marriage. You understand? And we won't even have to fight because we know how to get together and pray together. We know how to lift this thing up. We know how to listen, you can't come between this, because this bond right here, this, so we desire these things. We want these things, but we
Right.
wanted it with the wrong person.
Right. Right.
Right. So doing the work now we understand the vetting process. The vetting process is so important in our new chapter, in our new endeavors, in our new journey. The vetting process is where you're going to know what's ahead, what you walking into. You can't change somebody, right? But if you know how to read your Bible, the characteristics of God is in the Bible. He said you will know them by their fruits. So if you really understand what he's saying to you, he has shown you how to see his people, how to recognize your own empaths. Once you've done the work, you can spot another empath, so you'll know which direction you need to go. And I think because of the hurt, and sometimes we speak from emotional points, we tend to push away the thing that we're actually looking for. But it's already within us. So if you're love and it's already within you, you're not really looking far for what you already have. So I think it goes back to that previous question about peace, love. All these things are within you already.
Right.
So it is. So take it over. Listen, I yield the floor to you. Okay, go ahead. I yield the floor to you. So
I mean, what you're saying is true. When you be in these toxic relationship, love is not enough, because both of you guys was, I forgot what it says, to hurt people hurt people. So if you in these relationships and they're toxic and you're both hurting, and no, it's not going to work and it's not going to be enough. Now, like you said, when you are in a healthy relationship, love can be just enough, because like you said, when God is in that thing, ain't nothing in hell or the devil in hell can separate that, because you love each other enough to pray over each other, to keep each other covered, to know, we need to have a conversation, to work things out. I'm not letting you leave this house angry. We're not going to bed upset. We're going to work it out because I love you enough to fight for our marriage and fight for our love to keep this marriage happy and healthy. And I think we all want that. I know I do. Being 50 years old and starting all over again, it's not easy. But I know what I can bring to the table, and I know how much I can love somebody enough that whoever God has for me is for me, and know that we can love on each other and keep each other, prayed up and stay in the word together, because the enemy hates marriages. And we all know that. That's why God made them, because when there's two people together, the enemy cannot try. He'll try. That's his job. But when you together and strong in God and keep prayed up and fast up, oh, there's nothing he can try to do to come between you two. And you will already foreknow in advance what you need to pray on to keep the enemy away from your marriage. So if your husband has a weakness for certain things, or your wife, God, keep him covered, and we bound anything that the enemy tries to bring to separate the both of us. So yes, ma'am, you is right. You can have just love in a healthy, happy, I say, godly relationship.
I agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially knowing, like you said, having a partner who has some challenges,
Right.
because we all have our different addictions and things that we're fighting, the flesh, because you fighting against the flesh and the spirit. And sometimes people are like, how do you separate the two? There is
Mm-hmm.
no separating the two, right? Because you have your fleshy desires,
Right.
but they should not control you. You should be in control of those desires. It could be a simple thing as sugar, being addicted to sugar. So simple. And that's something that is like, I gotta have that sugar, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
creates an addiction. But now when you learn how to be in control of that thing, you know how to control the thing. And that's
Right.
that's what it is
Right.
that we all have something going through, but it's learning how to control the thing. Because if I love you and you love me, and we have a mission and a purpose, and we're both invested in that purpose, nothing should separate us from that
Mm.
purpose. And it goes back to the vetting stage, getting to know somebody. What are their intentions? What are their plans? What is it? Where are they heading? What are you guys doing?
Right.
Where are you going, to see if you guys are in alignment with each other? Those things are going to help you, which brings me right into my next question is, if you had to choose between intentions or connection, which one would you choose?
Mm.
So if you had to choose between intentions or connection, which one would you choose? I know
Mm.
this is hard. Intention. Okay, listen, they're dropping it in the comment section. Okay,
Mm.
let's get it. So,
Mm.
Alicia said intentions. Alicia, intentions is more important to you? Okay.
I don't know.
Y'all
That's
know everything. I'm gonna try to find ways to dig deeper. I want to go
right.
deeper and stuff, okay? I want to pull out more for us to really see things deeper,
Right.
go a little bit further, because this is setting us up to go out there, to date
Right.
again, to believe again, to
Right.
see things, to see like, okay, all right, I never knew this was important. I never knew this. You know what? Let me tap into this a little bit more. So, yes, Alicia says intentions. Leandra, what's important to you? Connections or intentions? Shelly, come on, give me your answer. Mags, all my queens and kings in the room. Y'all need to tell me, Kanita, what's most important to you, intentions or connections? Come on, let me know, guys. Go ahead, Brown Eyes.
Well, it's hard for me because I want both. Um, you want to be equally yoked. So, to me, I want to have both. My reason for that is because with the connection, you want to have somebody that's going to be able to keep you out your comfort zone. That's gonna put their foot in your back all the time and let you know we got this. We can do better. We're gonna grow. I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you grow. And try to and let you know that you can be better than what you are. I mean, you know for yourself. I mean, we get in these relationships, we should already know who we are and we should already know our strengths and our weaknesses. But when we get with a partner, they'll even help us push more of that out of us. Okay, you might be weak in this, but I'm strong in that. And you might be able to help me grow in this part, and I can help you grow in that part. So I think it's both with the connections and with the intentions. Have the mindset of were we on the same page? Okay, are we in together to build businesses or build a legacy for our future family or children, whatever that we want to do? Because I don't want to be with somebody that's just saying, okay, I just want to stay at home and don't do no with my life. No, that's not me. I can't sit down. There's things I got to do. God put things in my life that um, I need to be doing out here in the streets. Not saying you have to be a pastor or a preacher. Your ministry is whatever God gives you. This is ministry.
This is ministry, right?
So I want to be able to know that whatever he's doing, that it's intentional, that we're going to get something out of it, finance and spiritual and natural, because God doesn't want his people to be broke down and disgusted and poor. He's never wanted for us to be like that. So when we be in these relationships, we should know that we're building something together that's going to be, like I said, a legacy that we leave behind for our children. So I think it's both.
Well, I can't argue with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't argue with that. I want both.
Right.
If you really ask me, I want both. I don't think I can have one without the other.
Mm-mm.
But if I had to choose one, what I want, what's most, okay? So maybe that's secondary, but this one is primary, right? So what's most important to me? If I could be real honest with you guys, though, I would honestly say connection. Yes, you could have a connection with a friend and it be platonic. You could have a connection with somebody and it be romantic. You could have a connection with brothers, sisters. We have connection here, right? So our connection brought us together. Right? So our connection here, and here we are. I never knew you was with a narcissistic person until you said it right here just now. I never knew that, right? But now I'm learning about your intentions. So I see where you are. So I could see you are for this type of platform. So we're all connecting. We've all made a connection here on this platform. The more we get to know each other, we're going to see what each other's intentions are. Because that's going to speak for itself, because what? We're cautious about things. But if I go in wanting to know, so what's your intentions first? That might not align with me. Yeah, we're not going the same direction. But if we build a connection, we're going to vibe. We're going to be feeling each other. We're going to be, that energy. We're going to be testing each other to see what's there. And the more I connect with you, I want to know more about you. I'm intrigued now. I want to get to know something more about you. And by doing that now, okay, I see who you are. Okay, well, all right. These are my intentions. What are your intentions? Because, that connection will make you want to build that bond with the person. Because now right? Remember, we found our peace. If we're really going down the ladder of the things that we've touched on since night, right? We know what our peace looks like. We've touched on the understand about love a little bit, right? Whether we agree or disagree, we heard something, So touching on our peace, we found that. We understand a little bit about love. And now we looking, right? Now we're looking because we've gotten those work done already. And now we're out here looking like, okay, let me see what's most important. Do I want to see okay, so tell me, because this is the first question we'd be asking somebody. So what is your intentions? So what is your plans for me? What's your intentions? When you don't even know if you like the person or not, you don't even know if the person is somebody that has good attitude, vibe, nothing. You have not, what if there's nothing there? What's going to keep you later on, right? We talk about that love. what's going to keep you there later on? The intentions. Okay, so your intentions is to create a happy home for me, or buy me stuff, but you don't have no emotions. You have nothing going on for you that's going to keep me here with you. So it's like, where's the bond? Shouldn't we be bonding? Where's the bond? So the intentions is going to make me bond with you? No. So I know I challenge you. Like, I want both, but I feel like if I needed to choose one over the other, or put one as primary, I would want to have a connection with you first. And I think that God just gave me that, just with what we're doing here right now. Because I didn't even, it just came to me right as we're sitting here. Like, look at that. Our connection, right?
Right.
Because guess what? If we didn't feel the need, like, yo, I could get some information, I could learn something from here, we wouldn't even be we wouldn't be doing this, because it's like, yo, there's no connection here. I can't stay around this. I'm learning nothing. I'm not getting anything from this. There's no connection. But Vanessa's intentions, right,
Right.
is to talk about trauma, is to talk about relationship, but that's her intentions. But is she really doing it? You know, you could have the good intentions, but you could sit, like you said, you don't want somebody who's going to sit on the couch. So your intentions is for us to make money, but you're not getting up off the couch to go make that money. You're not making no move. You're not doing anything. But you know what? We connect, we get to learn more about each other, then we will want to do this together because we've built something together. So now it's like, okay, we want this now. We see what each other could bring to the table, like you said earlier. So now it makes us want to say, okay, you know what? This the plan. This the mission. This what we're going after. This is where we're heading, because we've gotten a chance to uncover each other and go below the surface and stop asking these questions. What's your favorite color? What you like to cook? What's on the table for dinner tonight? Like, stop with all those questions. Build a deeper, lasting connection so you could get to know someone's true intentions, where they're going, and if this is setting you up for success or not. So that's where I'm at with that. Guys, in the comment section, you guys are really quiet. Like, talk to me. Something like, talk. Y'all are quiet. Okay. You have anything else to add to that in the meantime?
I mean, you're right. That's part of that, being equally yoked, because you don't want to be with somebody that's not gonna, like you said, have no type of involvement, no type of say so. It's always gonna be yes, yes, whatever you do. Come on now. If we're together, I want to know, what's your likes, what's your dislikes. Do you think this is going to work? If it's not going to work, say something. I can't just be in this relationship by myself. And if you feel like this is just what's is going to be, we'll need to be together, because I want someone that's going to challenge me. I want somebody that's going to push me, constantly push me out of my comfort zone, because I want to challenge you as well. So if I don't feel that in the beginning, I don't need to be with you. I'm not even going to try. I've learned I had to stop trying to make somebody they're not. So if that person, I don't care how good you look, I don't care what you got. If there's no connection, I don't need to be with you. Let's just keep it moving.
I get it. I get it. And I don't want to always sound as if I go one way or the other. I really don't, But if you brought so much knowledge and brought so much juice in this avenue, I want to exercise the other avenue too. So it's not for me to go against or anything.
Right.
I wanna challenge both, because I could see where it would be nice to say, okay, maybe you got good intentions, your intentions, but I don't really like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even feeling. I'm not. Like, you're like, yeah, my intentions is, but it's like, ugh.
I don't want to look at you.
Yeah. So when you already cover certain bases, right? It's more of a driving force now to want to go deeper with it, right? Because it's like, oh, let's go deeper. So that's my take on it. Yeah, I know I'm coming up with another one. So
Nothing wrong with that. I love it.
guys, one more. So I throw it in, okay? So here goes the next one. Would you choose, because remember, we just touched on intentions and connections. So here goes now. Would you choose intentions or personality? You want to know. How are we going to go out in this world if we're not ready to know, like, yo, what am I looking at? What am I walking into, right? So I want to know from you guys as well, right? Y'all want to hear my answer. Okay. So would you guys go with intentions or personality? So yeah, which one? Intentions or personality? If you want me to shoot first,
Yeah, let
I'm
you shoot
all
first.
for it.
Yeah, go ahead, because
You
I'm
want me to
still
go
thinking
first?
now.
Okay. Nobody in the comment section, Chelly. What's the question? Okay, good. So the question is, would you choose intentions or personality? So which one, if you had to choose one, right, to be primary, which one would you choose if it's most important? That's what we want to do, the first one. Intentions or personality. So I see Alicia said both. Come on, Alicia, you got to give me one. Come on now, give me one. You've been saying both. Well, you said intentions earlier. Okay,
Right.
so now you said both. Chels, Leandra, Kanita, Max, the family, everybody. Okay, I'll go. I get it. I can read between the lines. I get it.
Right.
Right, okay. Honestly speaking, that part. See, that part right there. Come on with it, Queen. That part right there. That right there. That right there. That does it for me. Personality, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I don't think I need to say no more. Like, yeah, that does it for me. Like personality.
Right.
I'm a whole personality myself. Okay. I know me. I'm a whole person. I'm not saying somebody needs to be like me because I
Right.
might be a horrible personality for somebody else, but for the right person, be like, okay, that's a whole vibe or whatever, like I like her personality
Right.
because I don't know much about you, but you know what? I like your personality, like the way how you do this, like
Right.
whatever. Your personality is more. But then they'll
Right.
be like, yo, I got good intentions. I want to be with you. But you dry. You dry. I can't even get a laugh out of you.
Right. Right. Right.
I crack a joke and you looking at me like, what? But you
True.
know what?
True.
I dealt with that. So I know.
Right. Right.
I dealt with it. So I know what it looks like when my partner or the man that I was married to, just simply in the kitchen washing dishes, right? Simple thing. And I would just walk up to him and try to give him a hug. And he
Right.
would just do one of these things and elbow me off of him like I'm washing the dishes. So it's little rejection, like those little rejections. And keep getting these little rejections that we constantly get dismissed and turned away from love. That's why love is not there. You
Right.
understand? Because remember, if you understand the love languages, then you learn how your partner expresses love and you learn to appreciate them more.
Right.
So the elbow pushing me off all the time, I would just try to give a hug or something. It was more, okay, I'm gonna send the link real quick. It was more like real dismissive. So for me personally, it's like, what? So I felt rejected all the time. All the time. You want to have a conversation. I want to have my best friend. I want to laugh with you. I want to
Right.
crack jokes on you. I want to have fun with you. So for me personally, it's like have some personality, have some soul behind there. But remember, and let's think about it real quick though. The narcissist was impersonating us. So they didn't really have no personality. Mm. They was mimicking us the whole time. So
Right.
it was us the entire time. The narcissist ain't got no personality. They cannot show themselves because if we saw who they are, we would run. We would never choose them. because
Right.
they're destroyer, they're destructive. So if we really saw the personality that they did not have, then guess what? We would have ran. We would have never given them the time of day.
Right.
So for me, your intentions could be good, or your intentions might not line up with me, but where's that personality? Where's the person beneath you? Because guess what? That narcissist was mirroring us and mimicking us the entire time and laughing at us, looking in our face and laughing at us the entire time, dealing with us like we're a joke. They
Right.
look at us like we are a joke.
Right.
No personality, no nothing. So for me, I'm gonna choose personality. So Alicia, I'm here with you, girl. For many reasons. Okay,
Right.
go
Right.
ahead, Brown. I'll leave you to answer.
I
Choose
mean, you're
yours.
right because you want somebody to have a good time with. You don't want somebody that's always dry. You know what I'm saying? You every time you come home, you ain't got nothing to do. You got nothing nice to say. It's like, oh, where's dinner? I'll be back. You don't even say how my day going. I have to ask you. I should never have to ask you. I should never have to force nothing on you. To make me feel comfortable or happy around you. So I'm telling you, red flags are how you say avoidable. If you really want to see them, because like I said, you can avoid looking at them when you think this person is the one because of how they look or what they got. That doesn't always make you happy. That material stuff don't last forever. So if you can't make me smile, make me happy, or I get excited butterflies every time I see you, or I'm rushing to get home or rushing waiting to hear from you. If I don't hear from you all day or a text message, something, I don't want to be with you either. So personality is for me too because I like to have a good time. I like to joke. I like to play. I want to be able to do things with you, not just sit in the house and go home, come back to work. I could just stay single if I'm gonna do that. You know. Mm-mm.
I totally agree. I was married to someone for 13 years, and I'm telling you, when you talk about dry,
Mm.
that was the laugh. That was
Right.
a laugh. Real
Right.
dead, real dry. And for me, it was just like having someone who you connect with. Remember, we said connection earlier, right? Think about it though. You connect with somebody, that person is your equal, like you said, equally yoked. So you connect with this person, you vibe with this person, that's your person.
That's
So you
right.
already know that's somebody you could laugh with. I like to banter, right? So I like to be like, yo, big head, or like I like to go
Play
back and forth
jokes.
with stuff like that.
Right.
Right. Got your bulky eyes. Shoot, do you see and roast? Listen,
Right.
roast me because I'm gonna roast you, and
Thank
let's
you.
see who win, right? And let's go hug it out later. Hello. So that's it. Personality, right? Somebody who y'all could rough it up, and it's not abusive, so it's healthy
Right.
banter back and forth with each other,
Right.
because that's your person, that's your companion, that's the person that you want to spend time with, quality time with. And that's something that I do with my children now. I'm gonna do that topic at a later time though, because I want to talk about that's a topic for a later time, but I'll just touch it real quick. Do you guys discuss words of affirmation with your children? When is the right time to talk to your children about words of affirmation, or not words, the love languages? My bad. You could tell that's one of mine, two words of affirmation. Hello. I just
Mm-hmm.
gave it away, right?
Right.
But are you guys having these conversations, or when is it too soon to talk to your children about the love languages, so you could get to know how each other express love and teach them? My kids and I, we've been doing this for the last 2 weeks. I've been talking to my kids about the love languages. So I don't know, how do you guys feel about that, but it's been working for us thus far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You should be because kids these days they are so advanced and more than what we think, and they should know this now.
good
To be,
night, Deandra. Welcome.
I
Hey,
don't
Book
think
of
it should be
Negroes.
a certain age because you wanted to know what is safe and be comfortable with knowing what that is. You know what I'm saying? So they can know what's the difference between being loved and being hurt. So I think children should know any type of age about love language. Never be embarrassed, because our parents didn't want to tell us. They didn't want to talk about it. They really wanted to talk about sex. So
So,
it's good that you doing that, and I applaud you. And I wish more parents do that.
but you know what happened though? I had to learn because everything that I've gone through and I've experienced have brought me to this place of learning things.
Right.
And our parents or their parents didn't show them love, didn't show them affection, didn't wasn't nurturing to them in certain things. So like I said earlier, right? It's a sign of weakness if they tell you
Right.
that they love you. It's a sign of weakness if they show you emotion or affection or stuff like that. So what I've done, and I see Alicia said no, not to the children. I think, okay, so I'll tell you what I did. And then, I don't know if you're going to agree or not, but I'll tell you what I did with mine, right? So I started to talk to them. I was like, there's 5 love languages. And I went through the list. And then we started quizzing each other like, okay, do you know the 5 love languages? Do you know the 5? And we go back and forth with each other, right? And by me just telling them what it is, and then I broke it down to tell them that this one is that, oh, you don't have any children. God bless you, sweetheart. You an auntie, okay? You still got
Mm-hmm.
that love. Got practice. I've been practicing, okay? I've been practicing. So, with the love language, right? I don't know who this is. I'm sorry, guys. I don't do this phone thing while I'm doing this. With the love language, what I've been teaching my children is acts of service, right? Acts of service. I'm gonna grab this in a second, but let me get through this. Acts of service, right? Physical, that's touch, right? Acts of service, touch, words of affirmation, gift, and quality time. So these are the things that we talk about, and we talk about them because my oldest daughter, she likes to cook. But sometimes she'll be a little extra and maybe do something different in the cooking. Maybe add a little extra spice or add a season or add something. She'll do that, right? And I noticed that's what she likes to do, stuff like that. And then my youngest, she'll want to hug and she just wants to do that hug. And my oldest will be like, oh, I don't want that. And then my youngest will be like, why you had to add extra seasoning to this thing? I don't. So I brought them together
Mm-hmm.
and I said, hey, come on, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to let them know the 5 love languages
Right.
so that we all understood how each person expressed their love. So
Right.
they knew, once my oldest knew that the youngest, that's how she expressed her love. Because funny enough, when we went through the 5, we're like, okay, what's your favorite? What's your top 2? Of course, the youngest said quality time and touch.
Right.
My oldest said um quality time and acts of service. Is that a coincidence or what, right? And mine was quality time and words of affirmation. So I,
Right.
I mean, I gave myself away earlier, right? Because I like to encourage and give people positive words and pour into people. Sometimes I wish that people would pour into me and realize that I'm a human too, I'm a person too, and I want love too, and I want to be loved too, and I want to be catered to. Sometimes just ask how I'm doing. Like,
Right. Right.
when you're the one pouring into people, they forget that you need to be filled too, because
Mm-hmm.
you have a pitcher pouring into a little shot glass. That's what's really happening. So they can't even meet you anywhere, but at least check on me. How am I doing? Right? I don't get stuff like that. But that's what it is. Words of affirmation. I do that, and quality time. Those are the things that are important to me. So with us doing this, I think it's so important that we have children, we have these discussions with our children from at an early age, to teach them.
Right.
This way now they know how to interact with each other. So what I see them doing, since they'll go in and they'll both hug each other. So
Right.
now they're more receptive of each other's love language. They know how to receive each other. I'm not big on touch, okay? You touch me and I'm mad uncomfortable. You want to make me uncomfortable? Come try to touch me. Come try to touch me. Be mad,
Right. Right.
stiff, and uncomfortable. But if
Right.
you know, then you understand that maybe having that intellectual conversation with me will get me going, right?
Right.
I've learned that I'm a demisexual and a sapiosexual combination person, which is intellectual conversation that gets me going. And that's what I look forward to. So I'm
Right.
not, it of course, there's going to be intimacy and touch and all that, but I'm just saying right off the top, no.
Right.
So once you start to learn these things about your partner, I think it adds into getting to know them, right?
Right. So
So
true.
I got one more question for you, right? I got one more question for you, right? Is personality more important than attraction?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Mm.
in the
Mm.
comment section, y'all, let me know because let me know in the comment section, y'all, if
Okay.
personality or attraction, because we got a debate between the two, right? So
Mm.
if personality or attraction, what's most important to you?
Mm.
And we can sit on that for just a quick minute, okay? Alicia, I don't know if you went over to Hario to say goodnight. Please, y'all, say goodnight to Hario for me, right? Love you, big brother. Um, so personality or attraction, which one would you say, right?
Mm.
No, because it's not important to share with the children. Yes, auntie over here. Oh, no, but it is important to share with the children. Okay, I read that wrong. Okay, it is important to share with the children. Yes, because we're setting them up for success. Absolutely. When you set your children up for success, we are breaking that generational cycle. We are breaking
Right.
that thing because I'm be honest with you,
Right.
can't remember my mom hugging me and showing me that
Right.
she loved me and doing these things. I never got stuff like that from my mom, right? So, am I going to say that she didn't love me? No, I'm not going to say that, but I never got those things. But I wasn't in need of anything. Anything you think about, a bike, um food, clothing, anything material, tangible things, I got tangible things, but I never got the emotional part of my mom. You get me? So there's that disconnect
Right. Me either.
between, right, there's a disconnect there, and it's like I'm at a stage now where the tree is well grown. How you gonna bend it now? Now it's real awkward. It's like I don't even want it no more because I'm at that stage of acceptance where I've accepted it and I'm at peace with it. And that's something
Right.
I fear the most with any relationship. When I'm speaking, when I'm talking, please, can we work on it while I'm talking? You know, when I stop talking, I've accepted what it is. I'm checked out, and I accept it for what it is. I remember begging the narcissist to stop, to change, begging, right? But when you reach that stage of acceptance and you accept things for what they are and you stop living in denial, the truth of it, that's what's going to carry you through. Not the illusion of what you want it to be. The truth of it, that's what's going to carry you through. And I had to learn that the hard way. I had to learn that I love you enough to let you go. I had to learn these things the hard way. But I don't want to go left because I know we talk about love languages and all these things and everything ties in together. I get it, right? But you're not going to skip this question, okay? You're not going to run from it, okay? We getting some answers in the comment section. We got personality from Deandra here. And we have Alicia said, yes, personality is more important for me than attraction, okay? So we got it. And again, personality. Get it. Go ahead. So it's you, Deborah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Queen.
I mean, yeah, personality for me is really, like I said earlier, it's important to me because I want to be able to get along with you. Um, and I want to be able to even look at you. I mean, your personality brings out your look. So I don't care how fine you are, you could be the nastiest person in the world and look ugly. So to me, it is personality is so important to me. I've dated, to be honest, I even dated a guy that looked like Nat King Cole, believe it or not. But he was the nastiest person. But so your looks, no matter how you look, can make you the sweetest person in the world. I mean, you can have this, that, and other, but because of who you are, make you look like the finest thing on earth. So personality is for me.
right? I would never challenge that. I would never challenge that because I could tell you the guys that I was attracted to was not it. Because there was nothing below the surface, right? There was nothing below the surface. And that's what I've gotten a chance to learn. And it goes back to me uncovering my love language to know that words of affirmation, quality words, quality words and quality time. These things are more meaningful. They're going to stand the test of time later on. So I just could not deal with a guy with no personality or illusionist personality. Right. That's that narcissist. That's that narcissist with that illusionist, that word, right? Personality, right? Even if they were attractive, I can't, I can't. I can't because you just look so ugly. When you open your mouth, you so even guys, right? Guys would say that, okay, I'll look at I'll look at her attraction. Once I'm attracted to her, then I'll be with her. But let's be honest. She's pretty and have a nasty mouth and a nasty attitude, and you still gonna be with her? No. No, that's a no. So I agree. I don't see any discrepancy here that I would argue. I don't know if anybody else in the chat, or even watching on the replay would have anything else to say, or so for me personally, that's what I think. That's really what I think. And I know you had to go, and I know you had to get out of here and be gone pretty soon. So guys, I don't know if you guys have any questions to ask. I love conversations like this, and I
Yeah.
really feel like we should continue. I have Monzo coming on, so I have somebody that's coming on in just a second to come and
Okay.
add it, and he be dropping gems too. So girl, I'll give you an opportunity to go ahead and drop your gems. And even if you want to recap anything from tonight, I'll have Mons come on in just a second. So go ahead, my love. All right.
Okay, sure. I mean, I hate I have to go. I love stuff like this. I love these deep depth conversations because we need more of these to understand how relationships work for everybody. Everybody is different, but when we have more conversations like this, we can learn from each other. I'm learning from everybody. We need to know it is okay to have a healthy, happy relationship. You're gonna go through your stuff. It's okay. You got to go through to grow together, to learn how to love each other, love yourself most of all, because you can't have these relationships if you're not loving you first. It's not going to be happy. You can pretend and act like it is, but it's not going to work. It's not going to last. So, I mean, just start loving you first. If it takes you being by yourself for a long time, it's okay. Enjoy you. Go on your dates. Do things for you first. Know what you like and don't like before you jump into another relationship, because you don't want that person to make you something you're not. You want to be continue you in that relationship. Don't ever ever lose yourself. I recommend that for anybody, man or woman, because if you start losing yourself, that's not a healthy relationship. I'm sorry. So I love this type of stuff. I'm hoping I can come back and keep the
We would
conversation going.
absolutely We would absolutely love to have you back, and the family here in the chat, because we've built a community here, and like the connection, right? We've built a community here and have a connection where this is what we need more of. Not many people are having these conversations where you have a platform where you could be vulnerable, you could be open, you could talk about things and
Right,
not feel judged, not feel like, you shouldn't have said that or feel bad. When you leave, you're leaving full, you're
right,
getting fed. And if there's obviously going to be fat, right? Because not everything is going to be filling and meat for you. So spit out the fat and take the
right,
meat, right? So you could take that
right,
on with you, and going through what we've all been through, because we've all been through some toxic, unhealthy relationship,
right,
but there's proof in the growth. There's proof in the growth. And until you grow as a person, as an individual, you can't give to somebody else what you don't have inside of you already. You can only give what you have.
right.
And
And
that
it's
was something my mom would always say that to me, that the man that I was married to was only giving me what he had.
mhm,
Yeah, that part.
right.
That part. Yeah. He was only giving me what he had. And I had
Right.
to understand that and accept it and then leave
Right.
it alone. I had to accept it.
Right. And it's okay. We make mistakes. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. When we get in these bad relationships, I should have known better. I should have saw the signs or see the flags. We all make mistakes. We all don't see the flags. Sometimes we see them, but we want to ignore them. So we just be honest with ourselves and don't beat yourself up. We all learn from these and we move on, and then we get in these healthy relationships. We know how to look now for these signs. I always tell people what I do. I start praying, God, if they ain't for me, expose them, move them out the way because I don't have time. You know, I'm preparing myself for my future husband. I'm praying for him now to keep him covered. That's what we need to start doing. We don't know who God has for us, but keep him covered, because I promise you, he's keeping you covered and you don't know nothing about it. So always, always love God first, love yourself. And when he comes for you, it's like y'all gonna equally match up. You ain't got to stress about being somebody you're not. You ain't got to lie. You'll have an easy conversation, and you'll be able to trust and be vulnerable. We got to learn how to be vulnerable again. It's not easy because we went through a trauma and we went through some stuff, but you got to let your guard down just a little bit just to get to know that person so he can get to know you.
I'm gonna save that question. I don't know if Mons will be able to come on because I would love to save that question for him that you just left with us, right? It's about being vulnerable. And I think that's something that many of us shy away from is the vulnerability because we're scared of getting hurt.
Right, right,
We're scared of getting hurt, being vulnerable again, because we were vulnerable with someone we trusted, right? And that's
hmm
what they did with us. But we can't use the experience from one person to determine everyone else. And that's where I think the fear and not letting go and trusting God comes in, because here you are knowing that you had this experience with one particular person, but then you're blaming everyone else and you're putting up a wall for everyone else, that everyone else is responsible for what
right.
that one particular person did, right?
hmm
So I'm definitely going to we're going to take it from there and
Okay.
continue on with vulnerability, because I feel like that's an avenue that we could just tap into even if we touch on it for a little bit. So I appreciate you for coming on. I'm
hmm
definitely excited to have you all. Loves, like I
Me
said, I've been
too.
practicing this art thing. Okay, you are more than welcome to come back to the
Most
platform.
definitely.
If there's a topic that you want to dive into some more, I'll let you meet Muns before you leave. Okay,
Okay.
Muns, I'm bringing you up, love.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, hey Muns, good night. Welcome, welcome. Come on, welcome, King. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm loving it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, Deb, I'm going to share. You can't hear? What happened? You can't hear me? Hmm. Mons, did you come?
I'll drop and come
How
back.
about now? Can you hear me? You can hear me now? Hmm. Can you hear me now? That's weird. Guys, can you hear me in the chat? Isn't she lovely? Queen, how are you? What did I do? I don't know. You can hear me? Is it still gone? Guys in the chat, can you hear me? Hold on. Mons, can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me just fine? Unmute your thing, Deborah. Mute and unmute. I'm sorry, Queen. I don't know. Okay, it's okay. All right, all right. Okay, okay, love. Muns, I'm gonna share y'all information so y'all can link up. Okay, I'm gonna share y'all information so you can know she is also a nice voice on TikTok as well, guys. I'm gonna put her handle. Hey, isn't she lovely? I have not seen you in a while, Queen. Ear hug, okay? Mwah, good night. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna share her information in so that we could all link up. Okay?
Okay.
Absolutely. Listen, you didn't miss anything, okay? You
Okay.
didn't miss nothing. You're right on time. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss anything, okay?
Okay, great.
Oh, and Big Unk is having problems trying to get back in. Come on now.
Yes, indeed.
And he's like sending me this frustrated face, like I'm frustrated, right?
Right.
You just walk into a beautiful conversation, okay? We want to talk about finding peace. Is love enough for a relationship? Right? So, what does peace look like to you? We want to hear from you. What does peace look like to you? And then you could just walk right into, is love enough for a relationship? We would like to hear from you.
Peace
Hi,
looks.
Corey. Good night.
Can you hear me
I
good?
appreciate you coming in.
Can you hear me good?
I can hear you just fine.
Peace looks like safety. Peace looks like a room where the ambiance and the feng shui of it says rest here. Peace looks like safety. Is love enough? Kind of
Is
depends on
love enough to make a relationship last?
it depends on what how that love is expressed. It depends on how that love is expressed. If love is just something that I feel for you, then no. What you feel for me is not enough. I always approach relationships from a biblical perspective, or when I apply the principles of God to myself as a person. Those principles, those perspectives make me better as a person. Better as a person, I am fit for a partnership. So, scripture tells me that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. But in all my getting, I need to get an understanding. So, if I'm going to be entering into covenant or connection with a person, I need to get a thorough understanding of that person. Scripture says to me, Daddy says to me, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with her according to knowledge. So then God is telling me my ability to live with this woman is based off my knowledge of this woman. And so, since we know knowledge is information, I can't make a great decision with poor information. Then it's good that I have a feeling for her. But if I don't proceed to build the foundation of the basic fundamentals of her, then this is not going to work. Scripture says, by wisdom, a house is built. By understanding, it's established. And by knowledge, the rooms are filled. Yeah, so it's given, it's taken more than a feeling. And oftentimes what we're feeling has everything to do with how we're feeling. Or in other words, your FEELING has everything to do with how you are FILLING. So what are you filling yourself with that's producing what you're feeling? But the basic fundamentals of a relationship. So from that perspective, I'm gonna say no, more it takes more than love to have a successful relationship. I was getting ready to run on, but I'm gonna stop right there.
You gonna yield the floor? Well, earlier, right, you had missed it, but I'm not gonna go into it all the way deep. But I said that kind of counter that a bit, right? And I counter it in a sense where I said yes, because loving the right person will, loving the wrong person, no, right? Loving with the right intentions and loving for the right reasons, yes. And if in the scriptures it says love is the fulfilling of the law, then if he's telling us that love is the foundation of stuff, right? Because we do things for love. We don't always get rewarded for the things that we do, but we do it because we have a love for it. I love that person and I stayed there through toxicness, or love that woman, right? And you stay there through abuse, and you love this person and you stay there, keep taking things. But is it that you love that person? Because if you knew what love is, you wouldn't stay and accept that, because you know that that person didn't love you back. So understanding and finding out what love is will give you a better understanding to know that I'm in this because I choose to love you. It's a choice. I'm choosing to love you, right? Because I know that I love me because I've learned to love myself, because I've experienced what is not love, right? So since I have the knowledge, right? The knowledge to know what love looks like, I could understand when a person is showing me love and giving me love and pouring into me. So I could say, you love me and I love you. So we're going to build this. We have that solid foundation that we have already been uncovering, right? So love is here. Love is going to get us through. Love is going to get us where we need to go, because what? We are focused on the man upstairs, right? The man that brought us together, unity in one and love. Love will make you choose to respect a person. Because you love them, you don't want to hurt them. Because you love them, you don't want to see them in pain. You make better choices because of love. But if you don't love that person and that's not there, you're just doing it because.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you want to add anything to that before I bring you down to the next questions and keep going.
Yeah.
So we just want to hear.
Well, listen, it's important to understand that love. It's important to understand that love looks like lust until it's time to make sacrifices.
Sacrifices. Yeah, I totally agree.
Love looks like lust until it's time to make sacrifices. Love does not put you in a precarious position. Love does not lead you to function in dysfunction. Love does not put you in a position to be persistently and consistently abused and misused mentally, verbally, spiritually, sexually, psychologically. That's not love. Because love don't act like that. Love don't behave like that. Love is healthy. Love is comforting. Love is caring. Love is a defense. Love is protecting. You know what I'm saying? Love cultivates and create an atmosphere of safety. That's love. Love provokes communication and comprehension. Love leaves way to understanding. That's love is healthy. Love is not mold. Love tells me that you will never heal in the same environment that makes you sick. That's not love. And I think and for me personally, there was a time that I felt like I was choosing out of love, but I was choosing from a place of brokenness. I was choosing from a place of not knowing my worth. What kept me there was I was afraid to be alone. What kept me there was looking for something spiritual in a fleshly way, or searching for what I didn't get from being mother or father, or whom I wanted it from. Why we feel these voids is important to understand. We can't make great decisions as it relates to being with a person, in my opinion, with poor information. People perish for a. So what knowledge do you have of yourself? What knowledge do you have of this person? What are we building this off on? How are we going to create and cultivate a healthy dynamic? How are we going to build this home? You see what I'm saying? And so I feel like I don't want to be in a love does not tell me to ride with you from this perspective. In my opinion, love for me as a man does not say to a woman, ride with me until the wheels fall off. Love says, tighten the lugs up on that rim so the wheels don't even come up off this bad boy. In other words, love does not say stay in a dangerous place. Take this journey with me in from the perspective of not safe. Love says make sure it's safe for her to go on this journey with you. You see what I'm saying? I think it's important for us to know what love is and what love ain't.
That part right there. That part right there. So that's why I said loving the wrong person, it's not enough.
No.
Like it's never enough because you'll never be good enough for the wrong person.
Right. Right. Yeah, you just the right package at the wrong address. You feel me? That's it.
That's just
That
like,
was in the package is good. It's good. It's just
yeah.
yeah.
And look what Nikki just said just now. I want to answer this because Nikki just said in the comment section, she said, love will cause you to honor the person that you're with because you love them. You will honor your partner and respect them. And I think that is so true. Love will let you honor somebody and respect them. I totally agree with that statement. I totally agree with that because you love them, you will honor them, you never disrespect them, and love will make you do that. But loving the wrong person, you would always never be good. You know what? They keep moving the goalposts. The wrong person, they keep moving the goalposts. So the bar gets higher and it just keeps getting higher, and you'll never be good enough for the wrong person. That's what it is. The goalpost was here, so you're already geared up for right here. But the moment they move it, and they keep moving the goalposts. That's not love. That's control. That's manipulation. That's another topic. Okay? Don't play with it, right?
It's a
So earlier, I want you to dissect this for me because my queen Alicia had a question here, right? And I need your expertise to help us understand and answer this question. Because we were talking about beautiful, personality, and we were going in a little bit deeper about stuff like that. So she asked the question that the conversation reminded her of when she was with the narcissist, right? The toxic, unhealthy person. They said to her that she's beautiful on the inside and pretty on the outside. What does that mean? Like,
I
or what's your interpretation of that? Because yeah, you're
I
pretty on the outside, but beautiful on the inside. Is there a difference? Or I mean,
if it's coming from a narcissist, I don't even know what his possible interpretation or meaning is. The whole type of person is coming from. So I don't know what he done came up with. To me, if a woman is beautiful on the inside, she beautiful on the outside. You understand what I'm saying? I would say to a woman, it's not enough to have container but no content. You can be beautiful on the outside, but if you mean and you lack character and integrity and you abuse and misuse people and you manipulate people, then even though you're beautiful externally, you're ugly internally, which is going to make you, to me, ugly externally. You see what I'm saying? It's like one man can look at one woman and say to me, she's hey, hey, from growth and maturity, the new sexy is safe to me. If you safe, you sexy. You understand? If you safe, you beautiful. If you beautiful, because externals they have its place. External will get a man if he's a kept man or a man who has the desire to be kept. Your externals will get his attention, but your internals will keep it. Your
keep
external,
it.
yeah, obtain the attention, but your internals, your character, your integrity, your virtue is what helps you not just obtain but maintain and sustain. But to me, a woman who's beautiful on the inside is beautiful on the outside also. But being that that statement came from a narcissist, I don't know what he meant. I
That's
don't.
that. What they do is gaslight you a lot. That was to gaslight you to make you question it, right? And once you start to, that's how they get you. That's really how they get you. Like the moment you start to once you start making that face, they've already gotten into your head to make you question things. And listen, like you said, you're beautiful on the inside, you're beautiful on the outside.
100.
Anything to make you question your reality and to second guess and to think there's something wrong with you. Oh, so it's a thing to it. No, they try to create something for it. So just know you are beautiful both on the inside and on the outside. So with that being said, Muns, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What's most important to you? Connection or intention?
Connection or intention? What's most important? Being connected to a person or the intentionality of the person? I'm gonna go with intentionality.
Okay. Why?
Because an intentional person to me is a thoughtful person. I really don't know how to divide the two because to me the two will come together. But I would take an intentional person about Munson because an intentional person to me is thoughtful, considerate, caring, uh, proactive. Uh, and so they're going to be intentional. They're going to know they would have had to take the time to understand what I care about and what I want, and they're intentional in fulfilling that.
Right, that's a different perspective. I
Yeah.
mean, it was mixed, so don't feel bad about anything, as we had a little bit of the conversation earlier, and it was pretty mixed. So it's what matters most to you and what's most important to you. And for me personally, I would rather have a connection with the person because I feel like even us, I said this earlier and that came, but I'm kind of repeating that a little bit, okay? I
Okay.
feel like because you and I have a connection, right? So we've connected, that allows us now to see, okay, since we connected, what's your intention? So I would prioritize me connecting with you to see, then the intention I feel will follow after, because then once I connect with you and get to know you, then the intentions, like what are your intentions? But if there's no connection, then it's like there's no foundation for me or no bond for me right at that moment. So that's for me personally, because I feel like the connection is what brings you together with that person.
Okay.
And because you might have good intentions, but there's no us, like, or your intentions don't align with my intentions, or maybe they do align, or but we're all entitled to our own, right?
Right.
It's
I
not a
get.
wrong or a right.
I
It's
get.
just like even reasoning it out and going a little bit deeper, right?
Hmm.
And I'm gonna bring it all the way down. I'm not gonna break it out. I'm bringing it right down to where we was wrapping up, okay? Right down here so we can wrap it up, okay? As personally Is personality more important to you than attraction, or attraction more important to you than personality? That's
Pers-
right where we was at.
personality to me.
Hands down. It's a
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. 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 Personality. Yeah.
That's what I was like. It was like, what are we gonna argue about this, right? It was hands down. It was hands down. So bring me right to my next question, which I didn't ask this question before, so I brought you right on time here, right? Oh my
Hmm.
God, big unk. We're gonna have to go over to TikTok and go live, y'all. If y'all not following us on TikTok, please, Nikki, can you put your TikTok handle in the comment section, please? Can you please put your TikTok handle in the comment section? And Munso, can you as well put your handle, or I think it's on the screen, on TikTok, so people know how to find you, where to follow you guys. Please, I forgot to ask you guys. The conversation has been so good. Forgot to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Your girl appreciate it so much. Touch that heart that you see on the side of the comment section. Go ahead and touch it, so this could be going out to many more people and get put out into that algorithm. Okay, I appreciate you guys so much. You could have been anywhere doing anything else, but you chose to hang out with me tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Right, so the question that I have, right, we said is it more important for personality attraction? We did that. So my question here is there a thin line between intentions and moving too quickly?
Is there a thin line between intentions or
And
move?
moving too quickly.
I don't know how to divide the two, so I'll respond this way. Uh, is this in context of like relationship?
Yes, because everything we're building for the relationship, defining peace for yourself, finding out what love is, attraction and different stuff like that. So having intentions for somebody, and I could probably dissect it a little bit, and maybe you could kind of,
Okay.
twist it a little bit. Look at my man coming through over here. Man, we feel bad for you, but we'll bring you right in on this question, okay? You see who that is? He's right.
What?
So the question that you just walked in to, right? The question you just walked into is there a thin line between intentions and moving too quickly?
Okay. Is there a
Okay.
thin line
So you
between?
want to take it? You want to go? Because none of us answered yet. No, Mons, you was fine before. You good. None of us took the question, so you could jump right into it. You just jump right into it.
Okay, you said is there say that again? Is there a thin line
Is there a
between
thin line between intentions and moving too quickly?
attentions and moving too quickly when it comes to a relationship? I think I won't say it's a thin line, but there is a correlation. I think when people have ill intentions, then obviously, I mean, you just never know though, right? Like, how do you know if you're moving too quickly during something without knowing the person's intention? So I guess the 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 part of it is when we get into these relationships, not having enough information about a person or not really taking your time and kind of like analyzing the situation is or if a person is trying to show you too much at all in the beginning, then maybe that can be a sign of somebody having bold intentions. I'm trying to get the context when you say is there a thin line, because I remember you saying something
So
earlier about this question, but it was worded a little bit different.
a little bit different, right? So if I should chime in just a little bit, right? I think it's more subjective, right? And
Mm.
I'll tell you why I say that, and you guys could tell me, whichever way. But that's just what I think personally. I feel like it's subjective in a sense where if my goals or my intentions or whatever the direction that I'm going and you're going and we're on the same page, I feel like then it becomes subjective if we're on the same page. If what I'm looking for, you're looking for, and we're on the same page, what is quick to me and what's quick to you? So if so if that's what I'm saying. For me, I think it's more subjective because it's like 3 years might be quick for you. you know like, or some people want to move slower than that. Like, it quick don't even mean tonight, the same night, the same week, right? So really, I feel like it depends on what quick looks like for you. So I think it's more subjective on if I say, okay, 3 months before I want to kiss a guy or something, then that's for me. But what if that works for you too? Then that might not be quick. But what if it's on the first date, or you know what I'm saying? So it depends
Yeah,
on both people, where you guys are with certain things. So I mean,
yeah.
is there a thin line between it? I just feel like it depends.
Mm.
Unk, Months, what do you think?
I'm trying to see it. I'm gonna go.
No. Okay, because now I got better context a little bit. Yeah, in that case, yeah, it's absolutely gonna be subjective then, like because I always say what works for one person or one couple might not work for the next. What could seem like it might be chaos for me might be somebody else's peace. So um, I just think that it's really hard to really know a person's intentions or motives when when you do move too quick like that, because now we know that it's skewed. Like we got instances where people have I've on this app I've met people who, like, I've been with my husband 30 years and um we got married in 6 months. We met, got married, and we've been together 30 years. So whatever they did worked for them. Or they're ignoring and not really paying too much attention to the toxicity part of the relationship. I don't know, but I think that it's hard to really gauge a person's intentions when you move quick, because people will show you who they are in the beginning or who they want you to believe they are, but then later on down the line the real person comes out. And so you find yourself in a relationship or a marriage with somebody that you been with 10 years and come to find out you didn't know him at all. So yeah, I think it would be subjective because it's just really no way to gauge. Like, I need to really engage with a person, to vet a person, to really date a person, get to know the person before I can even kind of grasp, understand it. Am I getting an echo? Y'all got an echo over there?
Not from me. I don't think so.
Okay.
Not from me.
Over here I do a
But
little.
you know what's happening though? Listen, guys, I know we wanted to go in deep, right? We had a lot of technical difficulties tonight, guys, from one to the next and the next. Don't even worry about
Some
it. But
more?
that's what happened. This is real life, y'all. This is not edited. This is not planned. As you can see, all of us got different point of views answering any question because it's really from different views, knowing that, hey, this might be this way to you, it might be this way to somebody else, right? But that's what makes it so interesting, is to know that we're all uniquely made, and whatever you're going through or whatever you're experiencing, you're not in it alone. And that's what I like about what we continuously do, and provide safe places for people to be able to speak. And you guys have been so patient with us tonight, so understanding of the difficulties, the technical difficulties. And I know it probably sounds repetitive. That's why I didn't want to go in too deep, but maybe move this conversation over to our other platform, right? On TikTok. So this way, because I'm getting a lot of messages that you said you were going to go live. What's going on TikTok, right?
Okay.
But that's because we're directed for here on YouTube, because I feel like this could be here for somebody years to come, right? This could be here so somebody else who's going through something at a later time can find information here, can find food here. We could always redirect somebody to come back here and to see how we really reason out things, how we go from one perspective to the other, and just provide information so they could learn from what we're doing and create spaces like this going forward. Months, take it over.
I would say focus on being about not moving too fast.
Mhm.
The attention should be communication, comprehension, and for you and I to move at a pace and at a rhythm, almost until our heart beats at the same time, or either I know where you at. When I be intentional about moving too fast, I understand the perspective that you was saying it from. I'm just saying it from this perspective because I always from the alpha of the you being my asset, from the alpha to the omega of us, I always want to know where you are. I always want to know where you are mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. Where are you? And when I think about moving too fast, I think about moving at such a rate where I miss something. I miss something. And I often say when speaking to a person, I oftentimes have great intent but poor delivery. And maybe the reason, now my intent is great, but my delivery was poor. And what made my delivery poor? Was I talking too fast? Did I move too fast? And with my delivery being too fast or my delivery being poor, the desire was for you to respond this way. But since I didn't deliver it correctly, you didn't respond in the correct way. So I would say from that perspective, be intentional about not moving too fast. Where are you? Am I moving too fast for you? Is this too much for you? You see what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So that's what I would say.
I like that you said that from that perspective, and I'll tell you exactly why I like what you said, right? Because I wanted to hear a little bit more from you guys. And I guess as we start to kind of unpack the question, it's making you think a little bit more. I like that because this way we can see what a healthy person speaking looks like and what a toxic narcissistic person moving fast looks like, because a
Hmm.
healthy person is going to speak a certain way, right? So you'll know if they're moving too fast unintentionally in a place to hurt you, because narcissists, that's one of their red flags. That's one of the biggest
Hmm.
giveaway for a narcissistic person. They have to move fast, they have to move quickly, and they do not want to give you any opportunity to think, because if you start to think, you're going to recognize and you're going to spot them out and you're going to see the things. So they have to move very quickly. So I didn't want to say it too
Mm.
soon, because I already know these are some of the things from a narcissistic perspective that they don't want you to catch on, because they have to come in, love bomb you really quickly, be this nice gentleman or this sweet lady in that beautiful sundress that goes with the body and everything, right? So when these narcissistic people come in to charm you, they are quick. Things are moving fast, and you're like this person, and it feels so great, and you get wrapped up and caught up in it.
Mm.
But when you're vetting a person and you're asking deep, meaningful question, and it's not based on surface level, what is really too fast? You understand? Because making that connection with the right person and going deep, what really is fast? Because narcissists don't go deep. They can't have deep, meaningful conversation. They don't know how to go. They're hollow. There's nobody home. So when you get to understand the mind of a narcissistic person, you'll be able to tap into them. So yes, people come with their representative. That's because I'll put my best foot forward, right? But you're still going to ask deep, meaningful questions, and you'll learn somebody's behavior and actions. You'll see if they're in alignment with each other, right? So you'll see discrepancies regardless of how you're moving. But like I said, going on the same pace. Narcissists would never say something that you said just now, months.
Well, perhaps they will. Perhaps they will. How
Hmm.
how 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 the
They,
new fake flowers look real from afar. When it
true.
to get to you, the devil's not gonna come dressed up like the devil. Yeah,
That's right.
know a lot of devils with pretty smiles. You feel what I'm saying? Mo, you probably say, the devil comes with a six pack and 5'5" or 6'11", with whatever. Yeah, the narcissist. We understand. Let me spin it from a spiritual perspective. We understand that Scripture tells us that we should not be ignorant to Satan's devices. We also understand that Satan is able to shapeshift. He's able to make himself appear as an angel of light. So in
Mhm.
order so in order for a narcissist to deceive you, he's going to come speaking as if she is something that they are not. So then the standard must be what woos you. Yeah, what woos you? What used to woo you cannot woo you at this age and stage of your life. if you're gonna woo me, it's not just by the ambiance of the feng shui of you. You see, if you're gonna woo me, you have to woo me with character. You have to woo me with integrity. You have to woo me with respect. You have to woo me with patience. You have to woo me with being able to respond to my direct questions because I need direct answers. And with there being a thin line between moving too fast and intentionality, I need a direct pattern. So we're not gonna watch this. You see what I'm saying? So the wooing or the persuasion cannot be in speech alone. It has to be through action, and it has to be through intentionality, and it has to be through sacrifice. How are we gonna build this house? Yeah, I mean, Unc pull up on me, you feel me? Hey, Unc, come spend the night. But Unc pull up at the crib, Unc see one pillar, the ceiling leaning in like this. Unc gonna be looking at like, you feel me? Yeah, I ain't coming off up in there, you feel me? Because and the house together, but do you see it leaning?
Hmm.
You- do- So, in other words, we're not going off externals alone.
Hmm.
Time. So what woos you? What is it? Is a I say it from this perspective. Scripture says a virtuous woman who can find for her prices far more than rubies. So a virtuous woman who can find, that's a man finding you. But her price is far more than rubies. That's him funding you. That means if a man finds you, even if he finds you, does he have enough to fund you when he finds you? Right? Because your price is for more than rubies, right? It costs something to be with you, and it should cost more than finances for
Hmm.
and to be with you. He should pay you in character, respect, vision. He should pay you in intentionality and vice versa, because scripture says also in Proverbs, a faithful man who can. You understand what I'm saying? So for the man, if for the man, we then understand that it's not a head game, it's a head game. You feel me? It's more than sex and over sex things. As a man, we understand it's externals are not enough. It's your internal, or you help me, or are you a hindrance? This is the understanding that we must have. Yeah, why you got a problem with me educating myself? Why you don't want me around
Turn the
men
light on, Jonathan.
who want me to level up? Narcissists thrive in you being ignorant as to who you are, to what your purpose is, so they can be your puppet master. She presents herself dressed like your partner, but really she your puppet master. But having perspective and principle, snatch the mask off. You feel me? I give it to you,
I'm done. I am done. I love it. I am done. Let me. Mm,
Yeah.
mm. I'm just saying. I'm just. You see when we really get into the meat of it, though. You see when
Yeah.
we really
See,
get into the meat of it, though.
see, she sparked it, and
Yeah,
he felt it. He caught what
He
you was
said,
throwing.
like, what?
He
Oh,
caught
that's
what you
where
was
you going
throwing.
with this?
we know
I
what
bet.
you're
I
putting
got
But
it. I'm gonna fuck it up right now.
We just
yeah,
know what you're putting down, huh?
I think I was gonna go back to something Munn said earlier. He said, from the alpha to the omega, basically from the beginning to the ending of us. I want to know that you're okay. I want to know that um you good. And I think that's how a lot of men think. I was gonna ask him, but I know he answered it in saying what he said, that most men, that's all we really want. All we really want to know is that our family is okay. And as a man, we're okay. But when you meet somebody, right? That's why I always talk about the caring concern, because you don't have to be somebody's husband or wife in order for the other person to show you care and concern. Um, there'll be certain signs and symbols that you can easily and readily identify when somebody is true about um, taking their time and actually putting forth effort to make something work. Like you said, when a person is moving too fast, when it seems like, it's a hurry, hurry, rush, rush thing, usually there's some type of underhanded motive behind it. A lot of us miss those signs and symbols because, as you stated, Nessa, we focus on the wrong things, especially during the initial dating process, the vetting process. We're looking for the wrong things when it comes to somebody who um, we feel as though could potentially be our partner or a mate. We're asking the wrong questions. We're not asking the right questions. We're not looking at and looking for the right things. The things that are popping out that should be a red flag. We're um, bypassing that. You know what I'm saying? Well, nobody's perfect. We justify it in a lot of different ways. But when you set standards, there's a difference between expectations and standards. So, you can guard yourself and you can safeguard yourself from some of these practices, right? From being a victim or a target of some of these narcissistic traits, um, by making sure that you stay conscious enough to see everything clearly before you. Everything, no matter how fast a person try to take it, you make sure that you're moving at a pace that's comfortable for you because it's subjective. It's subjective, right? Um, but at the same time, if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's probably a duck. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to all of the small details when it comes to even getting to know a person, because usually that's when a person wears that representative. So you got to be looking real hard because it's not going to be on surface. It's going to be a little bit beneath that surface. But if you pay attention long enough, if you stay the course long enough, that person always ends up showing you who they truly are. We just have to be ready mentally. Sometimes it takes for you to be done went through something for you to even understand that. A lot of women who have been hurt or scarred or been in a narcissistic relationship, and men too, we can identify those traits because we've been there and done that. We've seen it before. It's like the same old movie, the same old song. We heard this song so many times before that we know it by heart. And so I think that, for people who haven't been or who is not able to identify it, you do need to be careful with when a person is moving a certain type of way or when a person is moving too swiftly, because when you're not taking your time with something, usually you end up making a mess. You know, like grandma used to say, if you're gonna do it right. So you got to start from the beginning of the whole the initial conversation got to be all gas, no brake. You can't allow for any room. You can't
Right.
allow any room, any error. You can't. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous these days.
And it don't matter how, like you said, they could be dressed up all they want, and
All they
come
want.
ready because the devil knows exactly what you're looking for. So he comes suited up, looking all just like the right package, everything is just about fine, right? But the question I had asked earlier is about personality or attraction. I think I forgot
Right,
whichever one it was. I had asked a question.
right. That was the one I
If
remembered.
that's the one that you remember, right? Okay, about somebody's personality or attraction or whatever, some intentions or attraction. I forgot. I have it written down right here, right?
I think
So
you
the
said the
question is,
intentions.
what was it? Yes, their intentions or personality, right? So for me, it's like if I know your intentions are not pure, how would I know that if I don't get to go below the surface?
Talk
Because
to
you
me.
could come here looking all nice and everything, right? But your intentions are not good. You don't mean me no good, but you came dressed up looking real good, like you the real deal, but you don't have no good intentions. So, but your personality is connected to your character, and your personality is going to show me some of your character traits. So yes, I could put on a facade and be a comedian, but we know you know how to spot a fake because it's not consistent to who that person is. when no one is around, what's going on behind closed doors. We talk about
Mm.
Stitch all the time. Stitch, what's his name? I forgot his name, right?
Stitch. Hmm.
Right. We talk about people like that who what's going on behind
Or
closed door.
Twitch.
But there's always droplets. There's
Hmm.
always tell signs. There's always crumbs left behind. But are we paying attention to it though? And that's when you're with a narcissist, you're not picking up the crumbs because they gotta be on you. They gotta be on you. They don't give you an opportunity. But when you know what it is, where someone respects your time. See, when you learn these things and understand who you are, someone respects your time. They're spending quality time with you outside of being intimate. You know, like all these, the little things that you know, when you find that person, you'll know if it's moving too fast or what that person's intentions are. You're going to know because if it's the right connection, if it's the right person, you'll know that it's it. That's it.
Hmm.
And you already got your intuition because you already have a relationship with God, then you straight.
I think one
God
of
is in the midst. You have a relationship with him. You allow him to reveal everything to you. Don't have to do nothing. Do we realize that we be overworking and not allowing God to do what he said he would do? When we be
Hmm.
overworking and overdo and trying to do his job for him when he already done did the job.
Hmm. Faith, the faith don't be faithing. It don't be
Nikki, you
faithing.
said it right here about the relationship with God and him exposing the people. Come on now, Nikki. You done said it already for us, okay?
yeah, but sometimes
Hey,
some,
Rico.
some, some sometimes God can expose it, but we desire it so bad we act like we didn't see it. And one of the questions that I ask is, did it surprise you, or did you think that you could change it?
Hmm.
Our Mr. and Mrs. Fixing mentality. And we say, it's going to be the way that I cook for him, say to him or her, talk to him or her. It's going to be my family that changes. It's I'm going to be the one that a woman who don't want to, who fights against change, who won't embrace change, who lost her last husband in a relationship because she wasn't willing to make the necessary. But it's going to be me. I saw you, and we say, when a person show you who they are, believe them. They show you they are, but you don't apply that
I want to
principle to
believe
yourself.
it. Mm-hmm.
So then the question then not only becomes all things narcissist, but what's wrong with us or broken in us or attracts us to what we know is not good for us. So then I think and Hill, we need to start question ourselves or embrace somebody who loves us enough to ask us those direct questions. One in particular, if they really love you, what's wrong with you?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Without us feeling like you hating on me. I have not
Hmm.
had the being presence yet, but real recognize real. So I would assume Unc would say, bro, a king, a big dog, a monster. Bro, like, yeah, me, like, she just told you what type of time she on you. But now my love gonna change her, Unc. Now you just now Unc's not just hating. Unc really loves you. Unc cares about your mental health. Unc cares
Hmm.
about you not putting yourself in a situation where somebody being ran down on you because this woman confused, crime or passion. Unc really cares about your hard-earned money that you done made that she about to blow. You feel me?
Hmm.
So I think that's what I think is what makes us want to marry and date what we know ain't good for us.
Mm. it,
I think that's the deeper question, Uncle.
listen. Now you getting, see, that's when you dig, you get to
You
that good
you
stuff.
you doing it though right now. You
Listen,
going too deep right now, right?
because like that's the biggest question of it all, right? When we, because they say the definition of insanity is doing something repetitively, repeatedly, over and over and over, right? Knowing that the whatever it is has not changed. It's been the same result, the same outcome, but we continue to go down the same path. So that's the biggest question. And that boils right over into the mental health stuff we've been talking about, right? Because it's alive and true and with women and as well as men. Um, what's wrong with us? Because it's usually not the person that's perpetrating the fraud or that's perpetrating this or inflicting this trauma upon you, right? Or trying to. The problem, the issue is with you for accepting.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about you that's so sorely, right? Where it's got your vision so cloudy, it looks as though you're looking and you're trying to see into some murky water. You can't see, you can't see into murky water because it's too much, it's too much cloudiness in there. Like your vision not gonna be clear. And so like it's a you issue because a person is only gonna play you the way you play yourself. A person is only gonna do to you what you allow for them to do to you from a mental perspective, right? People use these
Mm-hmm.
traits, they use these traits to pull out the vulnerability in you, and they know that they can do this, they can get away with doing this to you, so they do it. They find pleasure and take pleasure in seeing you hurt. They take pleasure in knowing that they playing the game. They're not thinking about how you feeling. They're not thinking about your mental health. They're not thinking about your physical health. They're not thinking about none of that. And so I think that's the real question, right? The real question is, like Monk said, what is it that's wrong with us? So we have to do the self work. And I think that's why you don't begin to really heal from the trauma that you go through until you start doing the self work, until you start doing the mirror work, until you start seeing your wealth, the true wealth that you possess, seeing how much you have within you, seeing if you are worthy enough. Is your heart worthy enough? The
And
strength.
see what Alicia just said just now, right? Right? It's important for us to really start healing from within.
Yeah, that's where it starts at.
That's really where it starts. And most of us don't want to tap into that part of it because it makes us so uncomfortable. It's not a nice feeling when you start seeing all your dirty things, your dirty laundry looking at you. But what's
Hmm.
important is that the moment you start healing from these things and the moment you start going within, you're gonna start to have standards.
Hmm.
And guess what? You're gonna have to reintroduce people to the new you. You ain't the same person that they left behind because now you start setting healthy boundaries because you done found yourself from what you were dealing with before. And when you no longer accept people abusing you, mistreating you, and misusing you, all of a sudden they want to disrespect you. But let me tell you something, that's manipulation.
Yeah.
Manipulation hates boundaries. So be you. Be who you need to be and stand up for you. You don't have to get loud and rowdy with anybody, but once you start setting boundaries, they'll tell you that you've changed. They'll tell you a lot of things and you need to respond just as so, yes, I have changed. So let me reintroduce you to the new me because you must be mistaking me for the person you left back there.
Right.
You
Right.
got to let people know it. You got to let people know exactly who you are because
Yeah.
the person that they saw and the what they had, the thought that they had about you is how they continuously treat you.
Yeah.
So they remember you for who they used to abuse. They still think it's the same game. They could run that game on you. It's the same way. You got to let them know, no, I'm going to reintroduce you to somebody else. Hi, my name is not taking your nonsense anymore. Nice to meet you, not over here, not today. Okay? And good afternoon. None of the nonsense, none of the crap is going to fly over here. I don't speak to myself that way, so you don't speak to me that way. Okay? And I like you to meet my middle name, self love and self care. And also, I've made the identity switch because I know who I am. You have to reintroduce people to meet the new you and not who they left you behind.
but but
Because
that's
they treat you how they feel about you.
hmm
So now I'm gonna see, since I've changed, I'm gonna see if your feelings have changed. And if they haven't, then you continue to be on that side of my boundaries, okay?
but that's the whole thing about it too, Nessa. Like, yeah, she said that. Listen, that's the whole thing about it. A lot of times when even before a person has the opportunity to be in your presence, right? To try to run that nonsense on you. A lot of us are, why do we date? Why do you date, right? Or why do we even look for people in the first place? Usually it's because you are no longer in your past relationship. When you're an adult, you probably didn't had a relationship or two before. Do you think that it can be that we get back into or start seeking and searching for these relationships and these companionships um, out of being dependent? And whereas we need to be like sitting back and reflecting on ourselves, right? And trying to heal yourself. But a lot of times, because we talked about that earlier, people can not even be all the way out of one situation, but knowing that this one is failing, they looking for the next exit. They looking for the next train or bus to hop on. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like that allows for you to also be blind to a lot of things and be vulnerable to where the first kind thing somebody say to you, you hop on it because it's like I need to be with somebody. I can't stand being alone because I'm not comfortable being alone. I'm not used to it. I hear people say it all the time. I hear people say it all the time that, you know, they've been with their spouse or mates for 10, 15, 20 years. And they'll tell you, like, I've always had a relationship. I've always been in one. And when people say that, I usually kind of look at it like, because it's like, if you've had more than one relationship, but you've always been in a relationship, when did you ever get the chance to be in a relationship with yourself? When did you ever get a chance to delve deep into who you are as a person? Like, you never give yourself a chance to truly reflect on who you are. Because sometimes if you going from relationship to relationship to relationship, you might want to take a look in the mirror. It ain't always the other person. Maybe there's something wrong with you because at the end of the day, it all starts with you anyway. It all starts with you. Because guess what? A narcissist and a person who is looking to take advantage of somebody, um, it's just like I tell people in prison, right? I always listen. Y'all gonna hear a whole bunch of this because this is how I kind of I kind of bring the two worlds together. When you've been in there for a minute and you've established yourself, you worked on yourself, you see all the BS before it come your way. You've heard all the stories when people want to borrow money. You've seen all the, man, my mama gonna send this check. Just hold on. You done been through that, been there and done that. When you just coming into the institution, you really don't know anything. So people who have been in there for a while, who have bad intentions, they're the predators, and they see you as the prey. And so it's like, okay, I know this person don't know nothing about this move right here. So let me try this move because I know that I'm gonna be able to succeed in pulling this move right here because she'll allow me or he'll allow me because
Mhm.
he's not strong enough or don't have the understanding enough to be able to ward this off. That's what people do. They prey on the weak. Is a pecking order. And then it's so funny because you got your top dogs at the top, and then you got the ones that's right up under them that's not as quite as bad as the ones that's at the top. But they can kind of run over and bully the other guys. And then you got the weaker guys who even find somebody that's even weaker than them but and it's the same thing. That's what narcissists do. According to their their level of expertise, because oh man, they good at what they do, y'all. Y'all ain't careful. They good at what they do.
And they're consistent. Like they're consistent. They're true to who they are.
Yeah, they
Like
good at it.
they are true to, and their textbook. Like they are true to their identity. Like they know who they are. Like for real, for real. Like we're the ones who are trying to change them. Like we
And
are
it can't.
the
It's
ones
not gonna
we
happen.
try to change them, and it ain't go. You always have to walk away, leave a narcissist, because they're not gonna leave. They will never leave unless it's that trauma bonding, right? But they don't, you have to make up your mind, because guess what? They never give you closure. They never close the door. They never break up with you. It's that door is always open with a narcissist. So you have to be the one to really leave a narcissist. You have to find it within you to see that if the
Exactly.
narcissist is so low, you have to be lower to be accepting what the narcissist is giving to you. And when that connects, when that part hits,
Yes.
you laughing because you know
No,
when that reaches you,
that's number six and number
man.
seven. Number six and number seven on the list. Walk away from stressful and toxic situations. Number seven,
I
talk to
got them
somebody.
notes crazy. I think I got it over there, them notes, right?
You
Walk
got to get
away
away
from
from it.
toxic. You got to walk away from it. You have to walk away because you have to leave. They won't leave. You have to be the one to step out of it.
And you may need someone. That's why number seven, the last one, is talk to somebody, because it may be difficult for you to leave a situation, and you may end up being hurt. You may end up suffering a little bit of trauma. You might get inflicted with a little bit of trauma from it. But trust me, just talk to somebody, get a therapist, get a counselor, get somebody to help you, a coach or whatever, to help you get through that time. But guess what? When you come out on the other end, it's going to be so well worth it, because you leaving and having to deal with that small amount of pain, but healing from it directly after is going to be much better than staying in a miserable, toxic, trauma filled relationship or situationship. Yeah, don't walk,
She
run.
love me say run,
You got to run. You got to get away from it. And I know that's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, it's not
run.
easy. It's not easy, right? But you have to do it, and nobody can do it for you, because the narcissist ain't gonna leave. Like you said, he ain't gonna leave because he's benefiting. He's benefiting, and the more you allow for him to do to you, oh, the more dirty it's gonna get. And I mean, this is not just for me, for women, because men, I know men who I just be like, bro, like you gotta leave that situation. Like I got a friend, I feel so bad for him. Good guy. I'm talking about great guy. Own his own business. Like, handsome guy, like got it going on for himself, own a couple houses, got a couple brand new cars. And he got this, man, listen, I be wanting to tell him about her, but I will not disrespect his, child's mother. But man, I'd be like, bro, come on, man. Come
But
on.
it's not, and that's, Mun said
And
this
she
earlier.
dogs him. I mean, she dogs. He
Mun
can't go to
said
the
that
corner
earlier
store.
though. Mun said it. Remember what you're talking about right now? Mun
Hmm.
said it. Having that brother, right? That got your back. That means you good and
Yeah.
don't have no ill intentions, but can they receive it though?
You got to be at
Is
that
he
place of
even in
healing.
a place to receive it?
Hmm.
Right? No, no, no. Right? Is he even in any place, shape, or form to receive that information? Because the real issue is that, bro, what's wrong with you? What's going on, man? Because clearly his self-esteem is gone. He don't like
Yeah.
his self-worth, his
The
self-value, like
confidence.
he don't got
That's
no confidence. Because you know
that's what it
why?
is.
It's a part of our subtopic too, right? The trauma bonding is
Hmm.
when they create a traumatic experience, and and then,
That's what
I
happened.
love you, I didn't mean to do it, I'm so sorry, you know how much I love, it's that create a
Listen,
trauma, then bonds with you.
that's exactly what happens. And I know Munts want to get in on this, but listen, when he got, because he was incarcerated too, right? When he got out, that man had to work 2 jobs. He worked 2 jobs and hustled on the side doing home improvement work just to make sure that he wouldn't fall back into doing something that was going to lead him back down a dark path, right? And he met this woman at one of his jobs. And when he met this woman, that's exactly what happened. She was going through some things and just getting herself together. She just so happened to have a house, an apartment. He was going through some things. He had a little apartment, but he was trying to get out of there, and it was like that was the perfect storm. And oh man, what did he do that for? And listen, I don't even want to get into it, but like, yeah, them type of people, man, they'll do to you what you allow them to do, and they'll keep going far as you allow them to go, and they'll hurt you and scar you as deep as you allow them to do it. You gotta get out of it. You just gotta cold turkey. Look, I'm done. You gotta come to that place of dissatisfaction. What you think, Mom?
Let me ask you a question, Unc. Why do we betray ourselves to be loyal to everybody else when we should be loyal to ourselves first?
Hmm.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Hmm.
Do unto others as
As you would.
you have them do unto you.
Mm.
Father, forgive those who sin against. Father, forgive us our trespasses. Or Father, forgive me for my trespasses, as I forgive my those who trespass against.
Transgressions against me.
So much of it has everything to do with
With you first.
first.
People don't see it like that. Why? But it's a trait. Like you said, it's a question, right? But when you really look at it, think about think about the 4 levels of dependency. When we're talking about being interdependent, codependent, dependent, right? Um,
I think I'm looking for the comment right here because I know Alicia had said it earlier, right? Yeah, I just
oh,
wanted to
okay.
see the comment where she put it right here
Yeah,
about
that jump
it's
back into the relationship.
codependency.
Right. Yeah. I seen that yeah. And like people really suffer and deal with that. And people will deny it. People will deny reality. And I think, how can you heal from something that you don't even recognize? How can you stop doing something that is unidentifiable to you? You don't even identify it. They say crazy people don't know they crazy. And that is so true because them be the ones you be like, man, you is crazy. And they be like, man, ain't nothing wrong with me. You crazy.
You
Because
crazy.
and they genuinely feel like that, right? Because a person who is conscious enough to know where they are at emotionally is better off than most. It's the person who emotionally you don't know what their next move gonna be is the most dangerous. And so I think when we allow for people to come into our lives, we have to first, like Months just alluded to, be ready. Self has to be ready. The work has to be done concerning self. The mirror work. Like, how you gonna go out with somebody if you can't even look a person in their face in their eye? You don't have no confidence, but you talking about you ready to go out on a date. Man, stop it. You need to do the mirror work. You need to do the self work. You need to get your esteem together. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to get our sense of understanding together when it comes to who we are. And I think that's the problem. I think that's why we don't often we know it, right? We know that everything starts with self. We know or we think this, but we don't know it. Like people act like they haven't experienced it, but time and time again, life has taught you that if you would have done the work within yourself, more than likely, whatever situations happen may not have played out like that because it all started with you. Can't nobody control you. Can't nobody allow for you to be hurt or to be abused. And I'm not saying physically, I'm saying like mentally. And I know it's easier said than done, right? Because people play manipulative games with you, try to get inside your psyche. But at the end of the day, if you do the work on you and strengthen that psyche up and learn to put that force field there, and that's what we're talking about, the stepping away from stepping away from stressful and toxic situations, going back to establishing healthy boundaries.
Boundaries.
We got,
Hmm.
man, listen, I know I do it. I'm an empath. I love people. I almost can't say no a lot of times, but I have been working on that, and now I'm trying to master the art of saying no. Like I'm mastering that art, and unapologetically, my children sometimes they don't call me for a month after I say no. Yeah, it'd be all right. Y'all will call me this weekend for Father's Day, or maybe you won't. But guess what? I'm not gonna stress about it because at the end of the day, I know that I have to do what is best for me. Because if I'm not okay and not together, then damn it, ain't nobody else gonna be okay and not together neither. Because how can I help you and keep pouring into you, and I ain't got nothing else to pour? I'm all poured out. I need to focus on me to the point where not I'm half full and I'm okay now. I can float, but I'm so full that it's overflowing and flowing up out of me onto everything around me. I need, I need,
Absolutely.
I need that. You need that type of self-esteem, that type of self-love. You have to show ourselves self-care. We was talking about it the other day, and that's getting plenty of sleep. Just the small things, eating healthier, exercising. Start loving yourself. If you don't love you, ain't nowhere in the world you should be even thinking about trying to love nobody else, be with nobody else, or none of the above.
That's what's going to rebuild your confidence right there. You
Yeah,
start doing these things, you're going to see months. Let's talk about it. We working out live. We going live and
I
we are
seen y'all.
exercising. You saw
I
us,
seen y'all.
yeah. We,
Hey.
let me tell we getting it
I said,
in. Let me
I
tell
said, look
y'all,
at
we
them.
living out here, okay? When
For
you
real.
start to
It's that
unpack
time.
and live in your truth, it looks different. It
It feels
looks, you're
different.
not afraid, you're not ashamed, you're not embarrassed. You know it's not a size. Like y'all know, I'm no skinny chick, right? And I'm out here exercising live, showing it and letting you guys know, do it. Go within. Start right where you are, and we are live. I'm telling you, we are live on our platforms, working out, doing exercise routines, and we are doing it and showing we are showing it raw to let you know that it's okay to not be okay. Just
Hmm.
don't stay in that not okay place.
That's right. You experience it, feel it, take it all in, absorb it, analyze it, go within, do the work, play with it, swish it around in the mouth. But at the end, after all that, spit it out.
Spit it
I,
out, get it
Do
out,
not
be
keep
done
it.
with it.
I say
So
you lose your laugh, you lose your life, you lose your voice, you lose your value. Our focus is really not them. My focus is you, because if you are where you either they
I think
want
you're breaking up a little bit. Let me see.
either they won't, if you are where you need to be, either they won't be or they will become, because you are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You set the standard. This is the position that you desire. These are the prereqs. So I'm not putting you in this position if you don't qualify. That's it. And Unc, I love what you said, and I was saying this earlier on the panel that I was on earlier. We got to fall in love with saying no. There is a place where a person don't respect your no. They don't deserve your yes. In fact, how a person handles your no should determine whether they get your yes. This is what it is, not the person. It is the
Hmm.
position. It is the principle that a person respects that determines whether we're going to have any type of friendship, relationship, or partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Respect the principle. It
Come on now.
ain't nothing. I don't care who you are.
Talk to me. Come on now.
The, the, because this what determines whether you're here out of commitment or convenience.
Mm.
This is what determines whether you are we minded or you are I minded person in a we situation. This is
Mm.
what determines whether
Ooh.
I won't I won't or you are
I gotta write that down.
or you are I minded.
Did he just knock you out your chair?
No, I dropped my pen. I gotta write that down. Listen, say that again. This determines whether you are a I person,
I
I
minded.
minded person in a we situation. Godly, boy, I'm trying to tell you. Because won't they do that? Won't
Come on,
they do that though? And
come
they
on.
don't even recognize that trauma and recognize that it's error in that. I'm talking
Hey,
about the person that's inflicting it. Don't won't even recognize.
And Lisa and they arguing with you from an I minded perspective, but you in a we dynamic. So
ooh-wee.
so I minded looks like you're the man. And you're responsible for me mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. You're responsible for my happiness. No, you're responsible for your happiness, beautiful.
Come on now.
I'm not responsible for that. Well, why would you go get yourself this, and this? You should give
Mm,
me this, and this. You
mm.
No, it's about us both. It's
Mm.
about us both.
You see that comment?
If 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 you if you want to be single, act single, spend money like you single, make decisions like you single,
Be
what they,
single.
be single.
what they need to do, what they need to do,
Be
because
single.
Be single.
if you coming in a weak situation, that
Right.
that with me that has to be communication and
Yeah.
comprehension. That
There's
means
two
that
different sides.
compromise. So if you want to be single, just be single. Don't say I'm dominant. Don't say I'm manipulative. Don't say I'm controlling. Don't say I'm a narcissist because you want to be selfish, because you want
Mm.
to be disrespectful, because you want to treat me like I'm nothing. I'm
Come
not
on now.
your mindset. See, your mind ain't even ready for what you praying and asking God for, or what you say you want. Who told you that? Who raised you? Who are you
Y'all
listening?
better be careful what you asking for
Uh,
tonight. I'm just saying, y'all better be careful what you
What?
asking for. But I'm gonna tell you,
yeah.
people. Let me tell you, it's hot right now. It's getting heated, and I know how hot it's gonna get. I'm
Mm,
gonna let
mm, mm.
y'all join us back next week for part two.
Real talk, no pill
Let
talk.
me tell
Come up on us, man.
Mm, mm, mm.
you,
That was
Father's
good.
Day
That got
weekend. My
good.
bad, my bad. Oh, listen, it's all love for Father's Day. Listen, happy Father's Day, guys. To all my brothers, I love you guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate you, man.
I
I
know you've been
man,
practicing that. You ain't learned the
I've been,
finger heart. See,
I
that's the hand heart. That's the finger heart. You ain't learned the finger heart yet.
I
Get
can't get
get
there.
get.
I want to embarrass
Yeah,
myself. I've been
yeah.
turning the heart upside down.
No, that's the spade. That's the
Not there
spade
yet.
symbol. That's the spade. Upside down
Who
heart is the spade.
do that to me? I didn't get that yet. But
That's good
man,
right
I
there.
love you, man. Black man. I love you, black
I feel
man.
like I missed out
Okay.
on so much in that 1 hour, 40 minutes or whatever I was
You
gone.
it was a lie. I'm not gonna act like it wasn't. It was nice. It was
It would
really
not let me back in. I don't know what happened. My
I just
whole
you know
internet
what? You know
and
what?
my whole house went out. I couldn't
I
even make a
feel
phone call.
real
I said, "What's going on?"
and we didn't even set it up like I really want to hop over to TikTok, even go live, even if it's 20, 30 minutes, because
Okay,
I said I would,
come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
and we got to keep, what we building, you know what I'm saying? So we really got to continue to deliver and to let people know that they could learn from us too. We're no different. We went through it, we've been through, we have the experience, and you guys have been nothing but showing me love. All the fathers out there, happy Father's Day to the ones that fathered from a distance, from the ones who fathered at home, for the
We
ones who
appreciate
didn't
you.
understood fatherhood and everything. Let me tell you, you guys are all appreciated. I ain't going to batter you guys. I'm not, you don't have to physically been a father, because I didn't have a father physically, right? My father died when I was 3 years old. I never had the physical experience, but every time I look in the mirror, I see this man. Every time I see parts of me, I realize his DNA is in me, so I'm not missing what I thought I was missing. So I encourage you guys to continue to know that you are well appreciated. You are well loved. Happy Father's Day in advance, because I don't know if I'm going to do a show, because I really want to respect you guys' space. The ladies and I, we probably just do what we do. Okay.
I'm gonna do a
Probably
little.
just do exactly what
I,
we
I
do.
I think I'm gonna do something, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I'll probably be somewhere. I All I asked for Father's Day was a day of peace. So I'm like, look, don't FaceTime me, don't call me, just let me go to the park and somewhere. I love going by the water. I'm like, just let me go to the
I
park by the water,
appreciate you,
sit there.
sis. Thank you. Get
I'm
in
gonna do
man. It's
something to
just
invite the
like,
men in. Yeah, look at you. You done
yeah.
learn a
I'm
new
learning
gesture.
things. Let me don't be teaching me too much now. I'm learning stuff, okay? And that's the thing, right? Once we start getting to know ourselves, we learn things. We, know what you like, know what you don't like. And I'm definitely coming back the following week with a part 2 on this topic. Okay, I want to do it an acknowledgement day next week for Father's Day. So I'm going to put together an acknowledgement for all the fathers, right? Those who have, don't have, think negative, whatever. I'm just going to put together something soft and simple to acknowledge our fathers next week. So join in. If you guys have not been following me on TikTok, because we're going to go over to TikTok right now and continue this conversation, because we do have a large platform over there of people who are looking for words of encouragement just like this. And I've been getting a few DMs saying, hey, what happened? You said you would go live, but we wanted to intertwine both platforms. But as you can see, we had
What's
some
going
technical
on?
difficulties. But we
What's going on?
appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. Healing Your Silence, that's the same name on TikTok. A lot of content on there. If you guys need help with fitness videos and stuff like that, want to get some encouraging tips on nutrition and fitness, I do have a fitness page. It's Sexy Fit for You. The number 4, the letter U, Sexy Fit, the number 4, the letter U. Same place on TikTok. Get as much information. It's free food. It's free knowledge. Get it. Capture it. Why
Come on,
not?
y'all.
Right?
Come on. Come on.
And listen,
Get it while you get
big
it.
underscore unk, right? I got it right?
Yeah, BIG_UNKK.
Right. BIG underscore UNKK. And I'll just type it in. You guys can follow Big Unk on TikTok as well too. And this month, he is really promoting mental health. So I know we didn't go into that, to let you guys know what his background is, what his platform is, but he's promoting mental health. And as you can know, somebody said in the comment earlier that the renewing of your mind renews your strength. And that's important. Yes, isn't she lovely? Thanks, Queen. It's all together, no space in between. Sexy Fit for You, perfect spelling, just kind of scoot everything together, no spaces in between. Yes, I post every day, every single day for the month of June. That was a challenge I'm doing with myself, is to challenge myself every day for the month of June to be consistent. So I'm teaching you guys how to be consistent and develop a habit in order to get something done. So it's on my fitness page is Sexy Fit for You, so you guys can see the consistency, and I'm being very transparent about exercising and creating a habit. Okay, I appreciate you guys so much. I love you all. I pray that you get to your destination safe. Be well. Thanks for all the likes, the share, the subscribing. I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing night. Be blessed. Love y'all.